Welcome guys to Hellstormwargaming. Welcome to the London 40k Grand Tournament final. Hi.
Hi.
My name's Mikey. I'm joined by Elliot. Oh, sorry, I should say
Drew Carey.
I'm Drew Carey. I'm joined by Adam Startis. We are the infield. Well, sometimes I like to call myself librarian. I can't remember the names. It's gone. It's gone.
Terrible.
We are streaming the final of the London 40k
It was
Grand
Lionel
Tournament.
Brarius.
Lionel Brarius, that was it. Lionel Brarian.
And I'm Farrell Sight.
Yep. And we are. I'm the coach and you're the deputy coach.
A defensive coordinator.
Defensive coordinator.
There we go. There we
the
go.
Baboon Cafe. We are live streaming the final of the London 40k Grand Tournament Open. 400 players comes down to any of these guys on these tables now could win the event.
So it's a bit of a weird setup in the way that you still have a lot of players going into the final round who could potentially win it.
Yeah.
Just because there's so many players. Yeah, there's not enough rounds.
For this many players. So we are going to be streaming 2 of the games. These are the last 2 games we're going to be streaming. We've currently streamed 24 hours of 40k footage.
I think we'll finish. I think these are our 16th and 17th games that we're streaming. We end up with an odd number because the final is on its own.
No, it's 18th and 19th.
It was 18th and 19th.
Yeah.
I'm bad at maths in the afternoon. We've swapped.
Yeah. I think. Let's think. We've done 8 games. This is the 9th games we've done. So 8 games. 2 on each except for 1. So that is, that's 15. So you're right. Yeah, you're right. 16th and 17th.
It's going to be quietly smug about that.
Here we go. Let's just stop talking. Let's stop talking rubbish. We
Let's
have
move quickly on
our table 1. We have Boris Michev of the Bad Moon Cafe. M. Fleur, thank you very much for the follow. We have Boris Michev of the Bad Moon Cafe versus Manny Chema, who obviously just beat Mark in the final last game.
Yep.
Both of these guys. This is table 1. These guys have the highest points in the event.
Yeah, these are the leaders of the board at the moment.
Yeah, against the the other table.
Adjacent,
yeah. We'll be all right in a few minutes. I just need to catch up. Adjacent to them, we have Nick Nanavati versus Innes Wilson on technically table 3.
Using the white scars, isn't he?
Using the white scars. Yes. So he's
and they are white. They're not red like Reese's.
No. So we've got Orks versus Eldar. And GSC versus Space Marines.
Yeah.
Classic
Interesting. 4
matchups.
different factions.
Yes, 4 different matchups in the final, which means Space Marine meta isn't quite here yet. I mean, it's doing really well, but it's not dominating at the top.
But I think we've had some interesting discussions this weekend, and I think people are just starting to sort of scratch the surface, as it was.
Yeah.
We're getting into those builds now. We're seeing what's meta. We also don't have all the supplements to play with.
We do not.
Blood Angels, Dark Angels, and Space Wolves will be big as well, I reckon. It's my prediction.
Yeah. So there we go. So they are the matchups. This is the final. Make sure you tell your friends to tune in. This is the biggest game on Twitch. Apart from last night, which is also quite a big game.
Apart from last night, yeah.
So it's one of the biggest games on Twitch this weekend, one of the biggest games on Twitch this year. You know, barring the LVL, it's a bigger event, but, you know, it's the biggest game on Twitch. So let's go into table 1, which is Manny versus Boris. Here we go. So it is ITC, it's precious cargo.
As you can see, we're in the middle of the deployment at the moment.
Yep. A repeat of yesterday's deployment from Boris, having all the smasher guns on that hill. But it's precious cargo, it's ITC. So there are 4 objectives, 1 in each corner. And then 1 objective chosen by each player is moved 6 inches, and that is their precious cargo. That's the one they want to hold. That's the one they want to hold. So if they hold their opponents, they get a bonus point.
Yeah.
Manny has gone for the Reaper, so kill loads of models. The Butcher's Bill, kill 2 units a turn, and Old School, which is very similar to what is found in the rulebook. It's First Strike, it's Last Strike, it's Old, Slay the Warlord, and Linebreaker. Boris with Orcs, who's starting with 17 CP. He has Big Game Hunter, which is kill a vehicle, Engineers, so hide some units and score hold an objective, and Recon. So, is Boris going to put Grots down? I don't think he's going to bother. Don't need them. Don't need them at this high-level event. Dusseldorf, thank you very much for follow. Again, guys, this is the last game we will be streaming this weekend, so make sure you tell your friends to tune in. Let's make it the biggest stream ever on Twitch. Let's beat Ninja streams. Let's beat Dr. Disrespect streams. We'll get the most views. There we go. So that is table 1. We're going to cut over to... Shall I cut over to table 2 and quickly have a look there?
Yeah, of course.
Let's have a look at table 2, which is Nick versus Innes. So, there we go. Again, precious cargo. Looks like we're just moving those objectives. It is White Scars versus Genestealer Cults. Innes has gone for the Reaper, the Butcher's Bill, and I think one of them is just being cut off. I'll just quickly check. No, we've only got 2 secondaries for Innis, so I'm sure we'll get that 3rd secondary in the score. So, and then we have Nick with the Butcher's Bill, Kill 2 units a turn, Engineers, and Headhunter. So they are the two games going on. They're just deploying.
So we've got Reapers, Butcher's Bill, and Headhunter for Innis.
Okay, so he's missed Headhunter off. So why don't we have a quick catch up with Tank, who's going to be keeping an eye on the other top tables of the event. Only 3 other tables to keep an eye on right now. So let's cut to him now.
Hello everyone, in this final round just focusing on the, we've got table 1 and 3 on the stream which you're watching. I'm keeping an eye on tables 2, 4 and 5 where depending on how the scores go they could potentially still have a shot at podiums or potentially winning the whole event. On table 2 we've got Anthony Chu with his flyer army against Mike Whitley's Marine Brigade, Ultramarine successors. Sad news for the Space Marines. Anthony Chu won first turn and he's took it, and he's proceeded to kill about 20 Primaris Marines of differing types, including all of Mike's suppressors, which are one of his good anti-air options. So not looking good for Mike there, and the consensus at that table is it could be over very quickly. Franco McDonald on table 4 with a mixed Chaos army with 3 Lord Discordants is playing Patrick Sanfilippo. No action on that table yet, just deploying. When I went by, Patrick was castling up on the hill in the middle of his deployment zone, creating a bit of a sort of tower of power, which has become a bit of a signature deployment of this event with the shape of those hills. Table 5, Alex Petford is playing against Joshua Deff's Toolboxy Marines list, same as used in the Invitational. Alex Petford is bringing a fairly traditional 30 Plague Bearer list with a whole load of smites sat behind it. Alex took first turn and Josh is deploying at the moment. Interestingly, he's chosen to deploy his drop pod in his deployment zone, pointing out that it's more of a liability in that game because if it gets hugged by the Plague Bearers, it can give Alex protection from being shot. So I'll send you back to the stream and speak to you soon.
So there we go. Thank you very much, Tank, for that update. This is table 1. It's Boris versus Manny. Not that one. Never mind.
Yeah, okay.
So we're just going to talk over some of the relics and warlord traits and psychic powers we've all gone for.
Yeah, so over there, Boris is mirroring what he did yesterday. So he took up the souped-up shocker on his mech.
The big mech with shock attack gun, so 2d6. 2d6 shots rather than 1d6. And can shoot twice in the Dreadwire detachment.
He can, yeah. So obviously there you go. So he's in the Vigilus, he's in the Dreadwire detachment, not detection. And his Warlord trait is going to be the big killer boss. So he gets +1 to wound against vehicles.
Yeah, on the big mech with the shock attack gun.
Yeah, exactly. So
+1 to wound on everything. So wounding no worse than 5.
Moving over to Manny's list, he's gone for the Warlord trait, Seer of the Shifting Vector, which allows him to take he allows him to change 1 psychic power, I believe.
Nice.
During the middle of the game. And also he has the Big Elf Flying Wing Relic, which just basically allows
Peach's Dress.
Peach's Dress, yeah.
Yeah.
So going psychic powers, it's really easy. Boris has taken the jump 3 times.
Nice. Kind of maximising the fact that he doesn't want Manny to get rid of that.
Without looking, can you guess what Manny's taken? I'm sure you can.
Doom.
Yep.
Guide.
Yep.
Jinx.
3 for 3, everybody.
Ding, ding, ding.
What amazing meta breaking, different, changing it up there.
Never been done before.
Never seen this before. Interesting bit of trivia for the stream. Manny has gone first in every game he's played. It's only 3.16% chance that you'll do that.
Wow.
Yeah,
so you got that 3%.
3% chance, he got it. He's gone first every game.
Isn't that in the Hobo Johnson song? 3% chance.
It is, yeah. You've got a 3% chance that you make it.
And there you go, Manny did make it. So if you would like to see the full rundown of the list, then you can go on BCP app and have a look at the event listing. So while Boris is just setting up, we'll cut over to table 2 and have a look. And I think we're going to find out what Innis has got in terms of relics and psychic powers, and what Nick has as well.
Yeah, so Innis, his Warlord is the Smash captain.
The Smash Captain.
Yeah. And he's got the Warlord trait, which is the D3 plus attack.
Chigorian
when he
Storm.
charges, yeah. Chigorian Storm.
Remember that one?
Yeah.
It's your favourite, right?
And I believe he's taken another Warlord trait.
Uh-huh.
And that gives him the +3 aura bubble on the
his
Phobos captain.
Yeah, so 1 CP, gets second Warlord trait, so +3 auras, so you can't infiltrate within 15 of that guy now because the aura isn't being used, and also gives a reroll 1s to hit within 9, which is really good.
Before the game, he's turned his Smash Captain into a Chapter Master.
Yeah.
He spent the command points to do that.
So reroll all hits.
And he's also give the captain the Cyber Eagle Helm relic.
Okay, do we know what that does?
I'm not too sure.
Cyber Eagle Helm relic, I'm sure
we can find out in a few minutes from the table. So we've got all these powers down here. So we've got Extortion of Rage, Veil of Time, Might of Heroes powers.
Yeah.
Which
Veil
will be
of
on the
Time.
librarian.
Yeah. Rerolling, reroll charges, strike first, Might of Heroes, +1 strength, +1 toughness, super.
Secondaries wise, obviously he's got Reaper, Butcher, and Headhunter.
Nice.
Moving over to Nick's. So he's
Nick
got
has a lot.
Yeah, he's got 3 different Psychers. Yeah, the Magos has taken Might from Beyond.
Yeah.
And
Psychic
the
Stim.
Psychic Stim.
And Mass Hypnosis.
And Mass Hypnosis, yeah. One of the Patriarchs has taken Mass Hypnosis and Psychic Stim, and the other one has taken Mass Hypnosis and Might from Beyond.
Yeah.
So 2 Patriarchs and a Magos there, lots of
3 powers split across the 3 deeds. So the relic, what's the relic has it got?
Relic-wise, we've got the one that gives him D3 command points.
Cool.
Not too sure whether that's been rolled for yet, whether we know how many extra command points he's got. The Magus has the free reroll, and the Warlord trait for that is the +1 damage on the Warlord. The Primus has also taken an extra Warlord trait, and that gives him +3 to his auras, and Nick got all his CP back. So interestingly, it says that you can only get 1 CP back per battle round.
Yeah.
Because obviously he's got the Nexus unit that allows him to get.
Table.
But before the game, when you're spending CP, it's not a battle round, my kid, so you can get them all back. You can just carry on rolling for them.
Yeah.
So lots going on in that table. We had a lot of CPs to play with. Nick started with 18. Innes started with 15. Tons going on.
Yeah.
So I can
Lots to
confirm
work
now
through.
who's going to be going first. So Nick won the roll off. He's made Innes go first.
Unsurprising. Genestealer Cults want to weather the first wave where they can hide everything and then bring everything out, and they get the second drop with all of their infiltrating units, which is super good. So this is first and third table, the Dust Company. First and third. Because they didn't have second table on as well, because that was Eldar Flares also. So we thought we'd have 4 different lists. So
yeah. Try and vary it as much as we can. Obviously, there are certain lists that appear far more frequently in the meta, so it can be difficult when you're trying to stream 2 tables that you don't just end up with the same armies on either one. But we're doing our best for you guys while still trying to keep it interesting.
Yeah. It's not that he's farming CP before the game, he's gaining D3 as part of a trait that says gain so many command points before the game. It's not to do with farming CP.
Yep. Also, over on table 1, Manny has turn 1.
Okay. So we're going to have a look what's happening. It looks like Boris has finished deploying. And yeah, it looks like he's got some grots in this corner. We've got all the smasher guns, probably the characters hiding behind here, then all the boys on this side, and then some more grots.
I was very confused before during the Dark Eldar game when people were calling the grotesque grots.
Okay, so now
and
it's
I was
grots
like,
and Gretchen.
What?
Grotesques and Gretchen.
Yeah.
Grots and grots.
Grots and grots. Well, that's very Dark Eldar to convince these grots that they need to come and fight for them.
Exactly.
So, I've found out here that Manny is going to use Phantasm for the game.
Okay, so that's 2 command points and redeploy 3 of his units.
He's trying to figure out where he can get the bonus. Whether he can get the bonus or not.
So do we know which one's a priority objective? Is it this one here? Or is it this one here?
So there we go, that's where the bonus is, down there.
Yeah. So this is the bonus here.
So currently holding that bonus objective is only 10 grots.
Okay. I think that's bait. That's bait.
Manny's an experienced enough player to know this, so let's see what happens.
What Boris is doing... What Boris is doing is all the flies are set up over here, so he's just counter-deployed on this same side because the flies will have to fly past, and then turn 2 they'll have to keep going, I imagine. I just want to say that Boris is currently staring down at Manny. It's very, very intense. Boris, the owner of Bad Moon Cafe, using Bad Moon Orks on this Bad Moon sponsored stream, versus Manny of Glasshammer. It's very, very tense. This is the final. These guys are on the most points so far, and it's crazy.
It is crazy, yeah. So, interesting rule query on table 2.
Okay.
So
let's go over to table 2.
Obviously, we know that we've seen GSC play a few times this weekend. Now we know that Nick would prefer to deploy using the blips.
Yes.
However, if you look, Innes has managed to like scout move his infiltrator captain up, his Phobos captain up.
Yeah.
And with that 18-inch bubble, so he's basically pushed into the so. What he's chosen to do, instead of deploying a blip, he's just put the aberrants down in that building.
Wow.
On that flank. So we've got all the blips, apart from the aberrants, that have just straight deployed.
Uh-huh. So the Phobos captain being in this mess here. And Nick, let's look at the top down. Let's do it properly. So the Phobos captain here, next to the duck, and then stopping Nick deploying a blip in this area. So all of this anti-blip. So it's just touching into his deployment zone. It's just touching his deployment zone because obviously you can't get any closer. So it's interesting.
Right,
Innes
so
has just deployed everything across the middle.
Apparently, Innes has been very helpful. Nick's quite unfamiliar with the new Space Marine rules. So Nick's basically informed him that if he puts blips down, if that captain moves forward, he'll be unable to bring stuff in.
Yeah.
So very helpful there.
Yeah, because he won't be able to deploy them when he comes with the comes down with because the blips you deploy within an inch of the blip. Innes has a rule that stops anything deploying within 12. You can't go within 9, but it stops but you will stop another 3 inches over the blip. If you've got a blip here, like for example, you've got a captain that moves over, can't go within 9, so this is 9 inches, this distance. That's 9. However, the captain himself has a rule where he says you can't deploy within 12, so the captain is stood here. There we go, we'll draw with blue. So that means, basically, this distance, which is 9 inches, plus 3 inches, so he won't be able to deploy on that blip, which would kill that unit.
That is some of the worst drawing I've ever seen.
I hate you. But you get the idea. So Nick is just deploying units in that corner and then deploying blips more than 12 away. Well, more than 18 away, sorry. So then when Innes does inevitably go first because he can't be stopped, he will be able to deploy his units. I'm surprised he's going for that corner though. It's forcing him into another corner, but why does he not just go over here? Interesting play. Most of Innes' army is up here. So interesting, very interesting.
So it's been a good weekend of 40k.
It has been a really good
some really good games. The Invitational, some of the closest games I've ever seen, coming down to 1 or 2 points in quite a lot of their games. You would expect so. It was of a similar skill level, wasn't it?
It was. 32 of the best players in the world. Ended up being Joshua Death and Conrad Bakowitz in the final. Conrad taking the win, the first guy to win 2 LGT events, the Invitational winner. But also Joshua Death is in the runnings to win the event also, because he hasn't lost a game and Conrad drew one. So Joshua Death could end up becoming the Open champion. Who needs an invitational when you win an event with 400 people?
Exactly.
There you go. Take that, Conrad. Take that. There you go. I think Nick is trying to bait the Marines into coming forward to deny blips, hence why the aberrants are deployed so they can get forward, run forward, and charge turn 1. Well, the thing is like Innis is going first, so if he can hit those aberrants early, then that'd be really, really good. So you know, Innis wants to hit the aberrants because they're the hard-hitting units. The rock swords are the hard-hitting units, but we'll have to see how Nick plays it. Genestealer Cults are a very funny army. Very, very funny army. So let's go and have a look at table 1. So this is table 1. This is Manny versus Boris. Orks versus Aeldari. Manny's going first. Obviously, he's going first in every single game in this event. The scout lasers coming right up in the middle. Want to delete some infantry. Maybe look at some tractor cannons because they're going to be the biggest threat against Manny. Smasher guns are also really good, but they need to hit. It looks like Manny is playing the long game and keeping those flyers at the back of the board for as long as possible. There you go. A line with the scout lasers right in front. Crazy deploy, crazy movement. They are all hiding. I've just realised what's happened of it. Shall I tell you what's happened? So because of this big L-shaped building, this L-shaped building here, it's actually blocking line of sight from all the cannons into the flyers, and then Manny is going to do the same here. So all these flyers are all hidden. They're all hidden from John on Manny's face. So the tractor cannons can only see these bikes so far, but what I imagine is these bikes will shoot and then fire and fade down, out of sight. Which is a good play. It's a very good play. Gee, who'd have think a vehicle with a 6-inch move can outplay a model with a 3-inch move? Yeah, exactly. So the hill giving great sight to everything on the board. However, the L shapes being just a little bit taller and the flyers being a bit smaller than them, just to be able to hide. Just to be able to hide behind. Very interesting. And I believe Manny's going to try and do the same on the other side. This is the 9th game of 40k stream this weekend. We've been live. This will bring us up to the 27th hour we've been live, chatting about Warhammer. How crazy is that?
Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy, yeah.
To become partner on Twitch, I think you have to stream 25 hours in a month.
Right.
We've done 27 in 3 days. Whoever is doing all the drawing is a kind of artist. A British Bob Ross, says Ty Winning. Did you hear that? A British Bob Ross, Elliot.
Let's draw a happy little tree here.
There's no
the
mistakes.
Tree needs a friend.
Okay, 1 second. Okay. So what I'm going to do is
draw a little tree.
Just draw a line with the side of your knife. And then we're going to brush away the bottom.
Pat, 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 pat.
Brush away the bottom.
Pat, 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 pat.
And then we're going to just give him some little friends that are just going to sprout out of the side. Just sprouting out. Just ever so slightly. Beautiful. Absolutely. And you know, if I actually said, I accidentally scribbled there, what I'll do is I'll just turn that into another tree. And another tree. There's no mistakes in life, everybody. Just happy little accidents. There you go. I'm done drawing now.
So it is worth mentioning that Boris has spent a CP to give himself the souped up force shield.
Yep.
force generator shield.
Yeah, so the generator is now 18
on the
inches rather
forest
than
moon
9.
of Endor. So basically, he just gives everything within an 18-inch bubble around his warlord a 5+ invulnerable.
Nice, very nice. Well, he won't be his warlord because his warlord is the big mech with shock attack gun, but there's a big mech with a custom force field, so it'll be another character.
Right, okay.
Mikey's descent into madness, a little bit. So look, okay, you see all the flyers hiding behind here. Just a bit mad, really. It's all just hiding in a line. Super good play for Manny there. He can't let his flyers die turn 1. They're going to be able to shoot in, probably chip some orcs, but the Void Revenant bombers are going to drop bombs and shoot the big cannons at the main threats, the tractor cannons. How do you think it's going, Elliot?
Yeah, I think it's difficult to call at this point, isn't it? It's going to be a difficult game for Manny to get around those orcs once they start spilling out all over the board. He needs to do work this first turn.
Yeah.
Over there on White Scars versus Nick, who knows what's going to happen?
Let's have a look. So Innes is about to start his first turn. 8 bits wheater, 8 bits sweeter. Thank you very much for following.
I will say, Minimatch, that after the Invitational, we went to go and get some food with Nick. He was in high spirits.
Yeah, he's having a great time.
Bounced back.
So, the score is decided between the players and the TO. Any other questions? See the LGT about the Invitational ending. So
yeah, I was going to say we weren't really involved.
Let's not take away from anything. Conrad won.
Yeah.
Conrad is the champion. So,
all's
fair in Love and Warhammer.
We can speculate what happened between the judges and Nick, but I guess you'll just have to wait for Nick. I'm sure Nick will tell in his side of things.
You
just have to wait for that.
Here. You can hear from Nick. You can hear from the LGT organisers. So. Yeah, Boris does have OCD deployment by the looks of it, in that sort of deployment. So there you go. It's 2:10, so you're 40 minutes in. It's 40 minutes in. So they're 40 minutes into the round.
110. They have 110 each.
Yeah. There you go. The clock is on.
So they're under. Right. So Nick now, after the pressure that we're getting from the Phobos Marines and the sort of deployment shenanigans, Nick's now starting to think that it might have been a mistake for him to allow Innes to go second. He's not sure. I think he'll be working these things out as he goes along. But as with everybody, it's a learning experience playing against these new Marines.
Nick is fighting for reputation. Innes just fighting for freedom. So there you go. He's pulled back. Let's get the drawing on the go. He's pulled back with this unit. This unit has moved back this way, but then it looks like he's going full frontal aggression with these units. The Phobos captain moving away because he doesn't need that anymore. He can save that for later, but when the rest of the waves of Genestealer Cults come in. But it looks like Innes is a Genestealer Cults player himself. Did you know? So he knows all the tricks.
He was going through the list before, and he was doing lots of and ah. It was really interesting. We just got word from the table. He was saying that it's like the opposite of the Andy Murray syndrome, where if Innes wins, he's Great British, and if he loses, he's just Scottish.
Yep, exactly.
He'll bring it home for the UK.
Both players are laughing. It's great. It's really, really good to see. You see the White Scars just dominating the board, and no Genestealer is really deployed yet.
Good point there. The big question now is, what turn will Nick spill his beer? He'll be deep striking that beer into the field.
Place your bets. When with the beer, its objective 5 gets spilled. Oh, so we're talking about this beer here. So yeah, Nick's starting with 18 CP. So why don't we have a quick cut to Tank, who's going to tell us what the updates about who's going first, who's going second, who's dead, who's alive in the other tables.
Hello everyone, news from the floor. Anthony Chu versus Mike Whitley, the Marines versus Chewy's Planes. As we said, Chewie did a lot of damage going first. In Mike's first turn, he didn't manage to kill a single plane in retaliation, having lost a lot of his tools. Chewie's now had his second turn, and there's only 3 Invicta warsuits and a smattering of miscellaneous Marines and characters left on the table. So that game's over as a contest. The guy's just playing it out with Chewie looking to sort of get as many points as he possibly can from that game, with a view to doing well in the overall standings. Rough game for Mike, but he's sort of taken it on the chin and been a good sport about it. Franco McDonnell, he has set up like a tower of power on the hill with 3 Deredeo dreadnoughts. He's hidden all his Lord Discordants in the corner and set up a Plague Bearer screen. Patrick has pushed out with his Marine gun line, and he was just sort of lining up to start shooting Plague Bearers as I left. Alex Petford with Plague Bearers and Smite spam list. He's against Joshua Deff's Toolboxy Marines list. Cleverly, as we said before, Joshua decided to deploy his drop pod. He's put it in a position where it actually bore the brunt of most of Chaos List Smite in the first turn. So that sort of poor psychic phase for the Chaos List has sort of put him in quite a good position, although Alex was able to get a charge off with his Zangors and do some damage in the corner away from Josh's main castle. So we'll keep an eye on that one and take you back to the stream.
So there we go. That was a more awesome update from Tank. Thank you very much to Tank, the absolute legend, keeping up to date with all the other tables.
On the Silky Cam.
And on the Silky Cam, yes,
now,
indeed.
There was speculation that if it would have been a 4-day event and we would have gone on to the Monday, because Tank started in a suit, and then he went down to a t-shirt, and now he's in a tank top. So would you just be in like a thong tomorrow?
Yeah, maybe.
Like a hype thong, little space marine on the front of the thong.
Elliot, I'm not ready for all this pressure of the final game, so I'm going to stand up. I'm standing up. I'm standing up as a commentator. So this is the London Grand Tournament. I feel like I'm speculating to everybody.
This is so weird.
Speculating, shouting at everybody, addressing all of the room. This is the London Grand Tournament. My name is Mikey. I'm from Hellstormwargaming. I'm joined by Elliot, also from Hellstormwargaming. How are you doing?
Didn't like that slap.
Sorry,
scared
there's
me.
a stroke.
Scared me.
This is the final of the biggest event in the UK, one of the biggest in Europe, one of the biggest in the world. Paralysed Wave, thank you very much for follow. So we have table 1 is Manny versus Boris versus Innes and Nick. I'm a bit delirious.
Okay.
Manny versus Boris, Innes versus Nick.
Tap me in, Mikey. Tap me in. You're getting hammered out there. Tap me in. Right. Okay. So over on table 1, the movement we've moved all the planes all over the place, as I'm sure you can see. They've all scattered out now. It looks like Stansted out there. The Psychers have moved up into the L-shaped building. Toby, is that the L-shaped building closest to you or closest to me? Would you be able to point them out to us where the Psychers are? Oh, so closest to us. So it is the one where all the bikes are on top of. The bikes will be looking to fire and fade back into that building, which is super cheeky. Moving into the psychic phase, Guide was passed on the bikes.
Makes sense, got all the scout lasers rerolling hits.
Doom has been passed on that pink unit of Orc boys.
That unit at the front?
I think it's the unit at the front, yep. Toby is going to very kindly let's do some hand modelling for us now. There we are.
Thank you. I'll draw on the screen anyway, but thank you, Toby.
But Jinx didn't go off, so it does mean that they still have their 5+ invulnerable.
They certainly do. They're in 18 inches of that big mech with a custom force field with the extended range, so 18-inch range with 5+ invuln.
Yeah.
Super gun.
I can tell you that Tank has gone off to
go and find out about these players.
Yep, so we'll have an update from him in a little while.
Shaky Tom, I do indeed want you to stand up with me. Stand up, everyone. Stand up and salute these final players in the final game to potentially win the London Grand Tournament.
Alternatively, I'm just kind of like lounging on my chair with a bottle of a can of Monster. So,
well, I'm
you
pacing
can channel
now.
either energy.
I feel like Tom. I'm
Hype
pacing.
boy or lazy boy.
I'm pacing up and down.
Whichever your style is.
This is tense.
We
I'm very
respect
very
all.
tense. Yes. Also, I'm sat in a chair for 27 hours this weekend, so I want to stand up for a little bit.
Yeah.
Is that okay with you, Elliot?
Yeah, of course it
Should
is.
we go and look at table 2?
Let's go over and look at table 2. So
Table 2 being Innes Wilson versus Nick Nanavati. Interesting stuff. So Innes took the first turn, deployed everything on the front line. Nick deployed very conservatively, and then Innes pulled back.
yeah, and this is playing with him right now.
Playing the mind games.
Yeah, it's very
Nick
interesting.
isn't 100% confident with what all the new Space Marines do.
Nope.
Innes is a Genestealer Cults player, so does Innes have the tactical advantage over the one and only Nick Nanavati?
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see. It's also been it's been a very long weekend for both these boys, but obviously Nick's games went to fruition on the right till the Friday night.
Yeah. How many players going into round 5? I believe it's 10. I believe it's 10 players. How many Space Wolf players at the event? I think it's 0, I'll be honest. There's a couple of Space Wolf suits, but I don't think there's any pure Space Wolf players.
So over here back on this table, 1 CP has been spent to put the Flamers, the Aberrants, and 1 more unit back into reserve. What was that third unit?
Rathmore,
Sorry,
thank
Dan.
you for the follow.
We have the Flamers, the Aberrants, and the headphones out. We'll find out in a minute.
Can we still update just for that one?
Go for it. We just have a quick update from Tank from the requested table. Here we go.
Yeah, we just had a request from someone in the chat for an update on the game between Chris Gent with his free repulsor list against Taff Jones's classic chaos list on table 8. Not good for Taff, I'm afraid. Chris Gent's free repulsors and his Terminators killed 49 Plague Bearers on the first turn. So Taff was in a bit of shell shock.
Yeah.
And by all accounts, that game's over as a competition now. So I'll pass you back to Mikey.
Wow.
Well, there you go. There's the update. The inside scoop from any table we can get a hold of that's not too far away.
Yeah.
So, there we go.
It is interesting that tables the top tables seem to be down here at this end, but then the real top tables
down
are
the
on
other side of the
the
hall.
very other side of the leisure centre.
Seems a bit bizarre.
Yeah, it does seem a bit bizarre.
There you go.
But who are we to question?
I'm not bothered. No. We've got the coolest players on stream right now. So.
Yeah, exactly.
There we go. I've adjusted my seating position, so hopefully we'll be okay now. What do you reckon, Elliot, to this?
To what? This new chair?
Yeah.
I think that's going to last about 10 minutes before you're uncomfortable.
So. Yeah, probably. So, Innes just going into his first shooting phase, or psychic phase, I believe, because Nick has deployed on all of his blips now. The Phobos captain being right in the middle of the board. Denying all his deployment, and then move backwards. And got out of the way. Fair play. Innes is running White Scars. It's a pure White Scars army. This is a pure Genestealer Cults army. It's super cool.
Nick has spent 2 CP for the Genestealer Cult version of the Cloud of Flies stratagem.
Yeah.
Interestingly, that means that the Aberrants cannot be targeted now by the Tremor Shells. You can't slow them down.
Wow. Okay. Which is what Innes really need to stop moving, because they hit like a brick.
See?
Shush.
See?
Shush.
I told you you'd be uncomfortable.
Shush up. Shush up.
Elliot knows best.
So it looks like Innes and Nick are just having a quick discussion about what's going to happen. Obviously, Nick has got to calculate what the army can do and then decide on his decision of how he counters it. So, do we know what's shooting in, Dan? I mean, obviously he can't target the Aberrants, but Innes can target other units in the army, which is super good.
Hopefully we'll be able to get some rundowns of what's going on.
Dan, do we know what's shooting first? Is it the Thunderfire cannons or the Whirlwinds?
Hang on, Danny Toby's in the middle of updating, sorry.
We are just going to get a full rundown. Shall we just cut over to table 2? Table 1, sorry, while we wait for an update. For table 1, it's Manny versus Boris. All the flyers have started shooting in now. A lot of the smasher guns have been removed. Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 smasher guns have been removed by the Eldar flyers. But Elliot is going to give a full detailed rundown from Toby of exactly what's happened so far. Toffer Noir, thank you very much for the follow. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. So, you want to tell me what's happened on table 1?
Yeah, so at the end of Manny's turn, he's killed 5 smasher guns. He also killed the ones that were in line of sight, so there's not much Boris can do to retaliate against those flyers.
Wow, okay. Tywin Lannister. And interesting. Thank you.
And the looters have moved as well. I believe he's brought the looters in now.
Yeah. So if we get the score update on the screen, that'd be super cool. So Manny's probably got kill 1. He's got probably Butcher's Bill because he's killed like 5 tractor cannons, and then he'll have hold 1 as well. It looks like Boris is trying to work out what can go where, because obviously Boris has 3 times of the dad jump, which is interesting.
Kill 1, hold 1 so far.
Kill 1, hold 1. He'll have Butcher's Bill as well. Manny has killed 5 units this turn, so it's going to be very difficult for Boris to get kill more in retaliation, considering you can only see a few planes and some bikes. Interestingly, Manny hasn't fire invaded his bikes. The bikes are still on top of the building. There you go, there they are, on top of the building, in line of sight to Boris's entire army. I'm really surprised he didn't fire and fade down out of the way. Wow, they could have get targeted, but if you're shooting the bikes, they're not shooting the flyers, so maybe that's why he's done that. We are going to get full updates of both tables. Toby, can we just confirm that Manny has left all the bikes on top of the building? He's not fire invaded. So he has fire invaded, they're just not moving the models, which makes it confusing for me as a commentator, because I was like, oh my god, why has he left them all there? Okay, so the Scout laser bikes aren't actually there. So I apologise for the confusion. I was going to be like, Manny Chema, top table in LGT, making a silly mistake like that. But there you go. He hasn't.
So has he fire and faded but just not moved them?
He's just not physically moved the models.
Okay.
It's fair enough that it's not going to make much of a difference if he does move them back. But for us commentators, it does. Yep. So both players are in agreement that they are underneath.
Just a quick update.
Shall we go over to table 2?
Table 2, yeah.
Let's cut over.
Innis has managed to kill 1 squad of engineers.
Wow, okay.
And has also heavily damaged the other one.
Yeah.
So could possibly negate a lot of secondaries in this game.
Mm-hmm.
The Eliminators have opened up into the characters, popped a few wounds off, but the saves were rolling hot on Nick's side.
Nice.
And all the characters are still alive in that little pocket at the back.
Okay, okay. Oh, beer. There we go.
Nearly a deep striking beer right there.
So, as you can see, the aberrants are coming to do some damage by the looks of it. Once get in, they'll be able to charge into Innis's screen, which looks like a mixture of scouts and some intercessors, or maybe some infiltrators.
So, the aberrants... so, I'll start... So, their version of Might of Heroes, which I believe is Might from Beyond,
yep.
Has failed to go off. But Psychic Stimulus did go off on the aberrants, and they've made a 10-inch charge.
Nice.
So Innis was just rolling his Overwatch. I believe he has done a wound to one of them. You see the dice
There's a dice following him there. Ducky, keep a very close eye on that wound dice. Make sure it doesn't get lost.
Yep.
Didn't know you realised you're streaming this. Will the previous games be available to watch? Yes, they will be uploaded to our YouTube channel in the next few days. However, you can watch them in the VODs or videos where it says number 29 at the top. So go there, you can watch them all for free, because we're not Warhammer TV. We don't charge people to watch those.
Not going to charge
free
people
content,
to watch this
and
game.
It will always be free content.
You know, if you wanted to walk down to the venue right now and watch, you could do.
Yeah,
I don't see why it should be any different on the internet.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so
some brilliant games down here as well. I think also this says a lot for the hobby for me. It's proved. I mean, we've seen Nick play Josh. We've seen some of the biggest players in the world play against each other, and there's been nothing but smiles, friendliness, bits of advice being traded between the players.
Yeah.
There's none of this win at all costs sort of nonsense that you see at some tournaments.
Coin,
it's been so friendly and so great. They've been a credit to the community.
Yeah, a phrase we've coined quite a lot is both players have always been playing with intent, where they are basically playing a fair game. They are talking about what they are doing, what they plan to do, and both players are respecting that. So, for example, I'm moving this unit, it's 7 inches away, it's a 6-inch charge. The other player's going, okay, cool, it's a 6-inch charge. If that model gets knocked or move and they remeasure, and if they remeasure and they say, oh, look, I've knocked it, it's actually 8 inches now, well, and then they'll go, okay, well, we said it was 7 inches away, so it's still a 6-inch charge, even though you've knocked it and we can't roughly remember where it is.
Course.
So, fair play. Miniman says, great job on the stream, guys, really made my weekend. Well, thank you very much. Wife not happy, though. Well, tell her to get into Warhammer.
Yeah.
Kill Switch with controversial statement. Not everyone in the UK plays with intent. It seems only American scene has issues with it. Well, that's the thing. It's like, you know, if you can do something in a game, why should you be punished by, you know, not moving 0.001 mil closer than you should have when you could have anyway? You know, it's just a bit daft. So, there you go. So, but every single game we've had on stream, all 16 and 17 games we've had on stream have been played with intent, which is super good. So everyone's just having a great time, smiling, laughing. It looks like Nick has gone for the toilet to go and... Innes is clapping. He's about to do his diss track.
He's just had
Innes,
a quick
got
think
a diss
there
track?
because he has wrapped up that. So Nick was able to wrap that unit of scouts.
Okay.
So he won't be able to get out of there. Innes had a good long look at that for sort of like 2 minutes, just staring in silence, and then there must have been a moment of revelation.
Yeah.
The Day of Judgment, and he's just having a little think about what he can do right now.
Exactly.
So at the end of that, there were no secondary scored on either side. I believe Innes just got more primaries, so Innes just slightly in the lead.
It looks like that Innes got kill 1, hold 1, and hold more, and Nick got kill and hold.
Nick's only actually holding 1, but I mean, that's Genestealer Cults, right? They don't score big in the first.
Noise created, thank you very much for following. I think everyone in the chat should make some noise. Make some noise for this final. The final of the London Grand Tournament. Let's just quickly move the scores on. Realise one's getting cut off, so we'll just fix that.
So, are you ready? This is going to be embarrassing. The term play with intent.
Yes.
What does that mean? Because
So
I intend to do everything that I'm playing a game doing.
So I've kind of gone through it already. However, playing with intent is where you play, when you're playing, you say what you're doing.
Okay.
So if you move a model, you move 6, and you moves into, like, let's say, it's 6 inches away, and you want to charge him. You say, I've moved, I'm 6 inches away, so when I charge it'll be 5 inches. And then you knock that model over with a beer, you know, deep striking gin or whatever. And then now you can't quite remember where he was. But when you put him down, you put him a bit too close. Or you put him too far away and you say, well, he's 8 inches away when you're going for the charge. But we did say when we moved him, he was 6 inches away, so it's going to be still 5 inches. So that's what we mean by playing with intent. Both players saying what they're doing and sticking with it. So
Innes, we're going to now call him Baldric. So I've been told on the sidelines that he has a cunning plan.
Innes has a cunning plan for freedom. Is that what you're saying?
Cunning plan towards freedom. We're not going to... We don't really want to give away the details of what this cunning plan is on the stream.
But is it cunning?
It will come. It will either come to fruition or not in the next term.
But he doesn't even have cunning commander. Is Innes the cunning commander? Did he give himself +1 CP, +1 free reroll, one joy in every phase, or turn, or whatever it is? There we go. So that is
sorry, Dan, I wasn't asking you a question, just looking at your beautiful face.
He has got a beautiful face, to be fair. So let's go to table 1. It's Manny versus Boris. It looks like it's still Boris's movement phase.
Yeah. So he was trying to see whether he could get those boys in at the back of the field, out of line of sight of the bikes, which obviously is difficult because the bikes aren't really there. So I'm not a fan of that kind of style of play where you say, okay, we both agree that they're not there, because it leads to problems like that. Like, how do you then decide that the bikes that are on the second story do or do not have line of sight, right? Mm-hmm. It makes it a little bit difficult. I can understand why people do it. I'm not personally a fan of it, but I understand why in a tournament like this you would do it. It speeds things up, doesn't it? Yeah, especially when you're both playing on a clock.
It stops you messing about. It makes it awkward for us when we're talking about it, but like the bikes aren't really there. They are on the second level, so they're out of the way.
And then when you're trying to rule something like how do we know that these 30 boys, the bikes can draw a line of sight to these 30 boys to intercept them. How can you rule something like that if the bikes haven't moved?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. You just got to pretend they're not there. You just got to pretend. That's the thing.
Yeah, but now they're in a different location.
Yes.
But you can't tell if that thing has a line of sight because it's not physically there.
Yeah. The thing is with this, it does make a difference most of the time, but in this situation, the scatter bikes are on this building. This is the building. They are located here. So you can kind of judge that they're not going to be able to see this way because there's a big fat wall. The other way they're going to be able to see is that way. And then they will have to move models and see if they are in line of sight. So they are
for the most part it works. There are just little bits like that where sometimes it can bits. But that's the game we play. It's a dice game.
Yeah.
So it does look like Boris got them in. They've probably agreed that they can't draw a line of sight to them to intercept them.
Yeah. As I said, there's a wall in the way because of the L-shaped type ruin. So we won't be able to see at all. There's 2 L-shaped type ruins in the way, so
Boris knows what he's doing with these.
He does it. I mean, he's won 4 games.
Boys.
He is the Gibraltar GT champion so far because he won that event.
Yes.
Back in March or April when we streamed their event for them in Gibraltar. And then Boris has sponsored this stream. He's helped make this stream a reality, making sure we can have multiple angles on multiple tables. So why don't we cut over to table 2 and have a look at what's happening there? I think we're going to get a full update from Elliot about what's happened. Looks like the Marines are just going to try and delete those aberrants. Looks like a full frontal assault. The cunning plan coming to fruition.
Yeah, so there was a gap left by the scouts. And this is looking to exploit that. The plan all swings around the aberrants fighting back.
With Might from Beyond or Psychic Stimulus, one of the psychic powers. Oh no, they didn't get that off, did they? Sorry.
Hang on, I'm just getting an update from table 1.
Okay.
Sorry, Toby.
So we'll get an update for table 1. So we'll see if we can get a second view of those aberrants in combat with the scouts. So what we'll do, while we're waiting, so you can see the aberrants in combat there, we'll get a quick update from Tank and see what's happening on the other tables.
So we're just moving into the...
Hello everyone, update from the floor. The Anthony Chu and Mike Whitley game, it's fully over that game now. The guys are just working through the last few turns, but there's hardly any Marines left. Chewie's sort of killing them slowly so he can max out his points the best he can, but the players tell me that he's on for a 39 to 40 point win there, which will be big for him in the overall standings and put him in contention for the tournament for sure. Patrick Sanfilippo looks like he made a bit of a mess against Franco McDonald's Chaos List in his first turn. It appears that he killed most of the Plague Bearers, 2 of the 3 Derrideo Dreadnoughts. The Free Lord Discordants have come out to play now, but the Marines are really in the driving seat because they're screened out nicely. They've got their castle set up with the 2 Repulsors and Gilliman. I'd be surprised if Patrick doesn't win that one. Alex Petford with his Chaos List versus Joshua Deff. Joshua Deff just had a really good turn. He was able to kill most of the Plague Bearer screens, so the screening for Alex's characters is getting quite thin now. Also, when the Zangors hit the intercessors in that corner, I told you they hit a big charge. They kind of whiffed a bit in their combat, and then the intercessors killed 9 of them in response. And then in Josh's turn, they pretty much killed off the rest of the Zangor squad. So the Marines really performing well this weekend, and it's still a game, that one, but Josh is looking in quite a good position with that one. So I'll send you back to the stream games and Mikey and Elliot.
So, thank you very much, Tang, for that awesome update. We are live in the London Grand Tournament in the final of this massive 400-man event, one of the biggest in the world. Amazing, biggest in the UK. This is Boris Michev of Badminton Cafe versus Manny Chema of Glasshammer. We saw Manny go first, hide all of his planes behind this building, and the scatter bikes, which are poking out on top, are actually lower down. Take out 5 tractor/smasher guns. And here we are seeing the retaliation of Boris. So Boris
Yeah.
has managed to jump a unit of Orc boys into the top corner.
On an 11, so Manny chose not to try to deny because he didn't want that 12.
Yeah, it's very difficult to deny at 12. So tell me exactly what's happened, Elliot.
So the Void Ravens have moved up, so
Yeah.
they're in a nice position now. One of the most important parts of the game, and this hammers home what we've been saying all weekend with the stream. So Boris moved his Psykers too far forward and realised very quickly that was a mistake and that he was going to be in denial range. He asked Manny if he could take him back.
Wow.
And Manny said, "Yeah, that's cool, man. You do you." So
Boom.
he's taken them back. Brilliant sportsmanship we're seeing again. Couldn't be happier.
Wow.
This is top table of the largest tournament in the UK.
Yep.
And
we're getting take-backs like that.
Manny's just
Manny's
saying,
super
like,
cool.
yeah, if you feel like you've made a mistake, you've not rolled your psychic powers yet, you take it back, yeah.
Wow.
So brilliant to see.
Noise Creator just subscribed on Twitch. Thank you very much for the tier 1. It is September. It is half price Twitch subscription this month. So if you want to support the channel, do consider subscribing there. Also, help out on YouTube. We're trying to hit that 10k. YouTube.com/Hellstormwargaming. There is a big button down below. Click that, you'll automatically subscribe. We're very, very close to like 100 away. So yeah, so we're seeing Manny starting to Boris starting to shoot into Manny's army. See how many planes he can kill this turn, and that'll be crucial to keeping those Smasher / big mech guns alive.
So interestingly, Manny's used Vect to stop more Daka going off on the Smasher guns.
Get Vect.
Yeah, it's gone. It's happened.
It happened.
But it means that he doesn't have Vect to stop Grot Shields happening later.
I mean, he does still have 7 CP.
He's down to 3.
Oh, he'll be down to 3.
He's down to 3.
Just
So that
waiting
hasn't
for
been
update.
updated on the stream yet, but he's down to 3 now.
Yeah.
So
So no more vets, so he'll be able to protect some of his more important units like the looters.
Yep.
You know, so it's going to be big. So only 3 CP remaining.
So expensive.
So if Toby can update the
expensive
CP,
turns.
that'd be great. But yeah. Yeah. This is interesting. Very interesting matchup. So one of the Smasher guns is going to start shooting. What we'll do, we'll cut over to table 2.
Do a bit of insight.
Yeah, we're gonna have. This is Innis versus Nick. So, we've had a terrain knock. Hopefully, we can get that move back. There you go. So
Mikey, I don't know if you want to sort of draw with a pen.
I can draw with a pen.
I think what Innis has done, which is really clever. Have you noticed that he's moved some scouts around the back side of Nick's Aberrant on Nick's side of the table?
This side or this?
Yeah,
these
the way you've marked there.
Yeah.
He's been very clever there because obviously these Aberrants can fight when they die, but by putting those cheap, crappy scouts behind them, when they fight when they die, they have to pile into the closest model.
Oh, really?
So it means that when the aggressors and the Smash Captain hit them from the front, the ones at the back will have to fight when they die into the scouts rather than the good things. So really clever high-level play from Innis there.
Wow. Okay. So piling it, it'll be base contact there, but then the aggressors will be like just within an inch when he fights. Interesting, amazing high-level play on this top table at the London Grand.
What's happening? That would never even occur to me.
There you go. Innis, a top-level Genestealer Cult player, as well as this brand new White Scars player.
Yep.
Obviously, he's part of Team Scotland, and he's really showing why,
You can
why
see
he's on that
Nick
team.
now hovering over this table, watching it like a hawk. The gears must be turning solidly in that skull of his.
Yeah, exactly. Let's cut to the side view so we can look at what else we can see. You can see the scouts, closest unit models, and all the aggressors just sat here. So there you go. Very, very interesting. Very, very high level play. Obviously got the eliminators sat in the building up here. So yeah.
Just really quickly, we don't have to swap over to the table, but I can tell you that Manny's just passed 2 6 up feel no pains to keep a plane alive. There's no kills yet.
This is Manny Chemmer after all.
So yeah, really interesting tactic on this though. That's
Yeah, obviously it's a stratagem to be used, as someone's pointing out in the chat, so
Yep.
maybe he won't bother using it at this point if he's just killing scouts.
Yeah.
Is it worth it? He does have 12 CP to play with.
But then
so
that's also a win for Innis, right? That means he just keeps the scouts as well.
true. Very, very true.
Although I'd happily trade the scouts for the command points.
Yeah. I mean, it does only have 12 though, it's a limited resource. They're a 55-point unit.
Yeah.
Interesting. Very interesting.
So it's weird because Boris is on the stream.
Yeah.
But we should probably give a shout out to Bad Moon Cafe. They've made this possible.
Yeah, they did. So they've been able to help us expand the stream into 6 cameras, Elliot. Six cameras. We did Gibraltar GT with 3 cameras. So we've doubled in capacity.
And then doubled the amount of tables we're covering. It seems only fair.
Exactly. IS Fera, thank you very much for follow. Really appreciate it. Thank you everyone for tuning in. We are live in London. This is the London 40k Grand Tournament final, the final game of the event. We are covering 9 games in total, 9 rounds in total, I should say.
Yeah.
17 games in total.
17 games in total.
Yes.
Nick was wise to that, and that's why he didn't the 5 dice.
Wow.
Just let them die.
Yeah, so it's just been informed at the table. That's something that I pointed out. It said Nick was aware that was going to happen, so what he's done is just not going to bother spending the CP. He's just going to let the aberrants die.
Makes sense, makes sense.
Yeah. He's drawing some closer units. He's drawing some units closer, I guess. Go on, sorry? Oh, he is going to fight as he dies. He's changed his mind. He wants to kill some free scouts.
Interesting.
Okay. I wish these players would make their minds up before we start talking. So what we'll do, while we're waiting for that to resolve, we'll cut over to table 1, Boris versus Manny, because I believe we're going to get an update from Elliot. Oh, wrong table. Wrong table. Apologies. Well, apologies.
All the aberrants are dead. Resolving the attacks back.
Okay. So,
right, so just over on this table, we've not got many updates. There's been a few wounds chipped off here and there. A tractor cannon has killed a flyer.
Nice.
So that is 1 kill. Which I think they're just... Obviously, your tractor cannons make... If they kill a vehicle, it automatically explodes.
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
So...
Because of what it does. It pulls it to the ground.
Yeah, exactly. So I guess they'll just be working out now what's going on.
Yeah.
There's lots of pacing backwards and forwards.
Yeah, exactly. So quickly cut back to table 2. We have been informed that the aberrants are fighting as they die.
So the aberrants are all dead. They're just resolving the attacks back.
Yeah, exactly. So there you go. So now I've killed the intercessors that he was in combat with. So it's just deciding which are going to die. So there we go. The aberrants are being killed. A beautiful side shot of Nick Nanavati there. Absolute legend this weekend, that chap. Absolutely amazing. Never met him before. I heard he was pretty cool, and it has been confirmed. Absolute legend. Innes Wilson, again, a top player from Scotland. He's an absolute legend as well. So is Manny and Boris. And guess what? Everyone in here is a legend because we've had such a good weekend. So need to sleep, everyone. Look forward to seeing who pulls it out. Thanks, Hellstormwargaming, for the great coverage. Keep up the top work. Massive thanks. We have put in, I feel like we've put in the work in this weekend. We have been grafting to hell to make sure you guys get the top coverage from this massive event. It is Innes Wilson indeed, yes. Innes Wilson of Team Scotland. Looks like we're just choosing which aberrants are attacking which, because each aberrant gets quite a few attacks. They have mining picks or improvised weapon. They have some rending claws, and then the guys with the improvised weapons also have a tail, because they're just, gribblies. Little gribblies.
Little tiny gribblies.
Yeah.
Quick scores update from table 1. At the end of that turn, it is 5-4 to Manny.
5-4 to Manny. Let's cut over and
Scores
just have a
should
look.
be updating.
Boris looks like he's chilled out again. He's just chill, watching Manny, having a chat.
Well, Boris has
Having a
got
bit
to
of
have a
natter.
good turn now, so
Yeah.
he's probably just having a good hard thing. We saw Josh do the same last night.
Yeah, exactly. I realised I got the wrong scores up. So there you go. Manny getting kill 1, hold 1, and kill more. Boris getting kill 1, hold 1, and hold more, which is very much expected in an orc against an orc army. Hold all the objectives, but lose quite a few units. But all the units are so cheap. Ty Winning says, between you and on the Honest Wargamers, I was able to watch tabletop all day and paint some war suits. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it, Ty Winning. Climax Mike says, Hellstormwargaming doing an awesome job, lads. Hope you've enjoyed the tournament. Yeah, it's been really good. I've had a lot of fun. It's been really tough doing this many games in such short space of time, but we have had a great time. We really enjoyed chatting to you guys and bringing you the hot gossip, the drama. So I believe Elliot, you got something to say? No,
I have
okay?
on the other table. Yeah, we're very backwards and forwards at the moment.
Yeah. So just quickly catch up with the chat. First time stream. This has been top-notch commentary. Look forward to watching more of your coverage. Well, thank you very much. We are planning on covering some more events. If you do have an event you would like some event coverage for, then do drop me an email at hellstormwargaming@gmail.com. So let's go and have a look at table 2. Let's go look at the top down. There you go. Here's a top down. It looks like all the aberrants are dead, and we're going back into Innis's turn. So he's currently...
So the Patriarch has intervened to try and stop Innis from just killing the Magus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's currently turn 2.
So all of the aberrants are gone. Now, I think it wasn't as clean as Innis would have liked it. I think Nick did still take quite a lot down with him. Remember, the aberrants are beasts in combat, so they went through those scouts like butter.
Chunky to kill as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Make sure you subscribe to Hellstorm on YouTube. Yes, thank you, Dookie Dave. So make sure you subscribe. There's a button just down below. It says please subscribe on YouTube. We are trying to hit 10k. We're only like 100 people away.
Yeah, 100 people. This is the big push. Actually,
the big push.
Is today our anniversary too?
No, tomorrow. Tomorrow is our 2nd year of doing 40k content. It is our 2nd birthday. We were a small toddler as a channel.
2 years old.
And we'd love to hit 10k before tomorrow. So help us out if you can and hit subscribe.
Big push. Share it out there on your social media. Get people talking. If you've got friends that you think would like this sort of content.
Exactly. Get them on it. Get them on it.
Yeah. People's games are starting to wrap up now because people moving around the tables, kicking our cameras.
Yeah, exactly. Please stop kicking the cameras, boys. I'd really appreciate it. So OSG, Zalman, they aren't buildings, they are counting as hills in this event. So the 2 big buildings, what look like buildings in the middle of the top of the board, are hills. There you go, guys. I'm going to make it super easy for you. If you would like to subscribe on YouTube, follow that link and it will subscribe for you. You don't even have to hit the subscribe button. It will literally just pop up and you will subscribe automatically. I want to say massive thank you to everyone tuning in. This is the final of the London Grand Tournament of 40k. If you'd like to watch some other AOS content for the Grand Final of AOS, I think they are still streaming. So twitch.tv/TheHonestWargamer. So,
in fact, if everybody who, well, I don't know how many people are already subscribers, but I think if everybody who was in the chat, who was watching the stream right now,
just
followed
click that link
and subbed, we'd get over 10,000 and we'll be able to celebrate that on stream.
I'm watching it right now, so let's make it happen live on stream. Not even tomorrow. Let's make it happen live on stream, please.
I want to see Tank rattling down Codex pre-order strats. Damn, we still have the updated points. Yeah, no, we're not able to get the points, I believe. I think they're keeping that hidden.
Yeah, so BCP is hidden, so the players don't know who's won the event at the end. Because there's going to be multiple people on 5 wins. Yep. So,
yeah. So, over on table 1,
yeah,
there's some things going on.
Some spicy stuff on table 1.
We can talk about the tactics of the game. So we're hovering between the 2.
The old Thugger, thank you very much for already subbing.
Don't say sorry if you've already subbed. You're a legend.
You are a babe.
So it looks like the tactics now for Manny, what he's going to try and do. So he's flown a Void Raider bomber over a big mech. Gun. Mech gun.
A mech gun,
Smasher gun.
Smasher gun or a tractor cannon.
Big shooty thing. Tractor cannon. He did kill that with the mortal wounds.
Yeah.
It looks like his target now is to kill the mech guns that are in front of the big mech.
Yeah.
And then lay into that big mech.
Wow.
With the Wind Riders and then fire and fade.
Wow.
So let's see if he pulls that off.
That is going to be interesting.
That's his tactics for this game. Boris is having a good, long, hard think.
Yeah. So, Dookie Dave says, I think Mikey would pass out if you hit 10k. Mate, I probably would pass out. I'd probably just have a nap. I'd be like, my job is done, everyone. I've had enough. Common Mike says, sub last night, watched the Ultramarines versus Niz report. You guys burning the old cadets was brilliant. Well, thank you very much. We absolutely blast making that intro. Well, that's what we do on YouTube. We make custom intros for the armies to make you laugh, and hopefully you enjoy that. I could unsubscribe then sub again, sorted. Karen Mazzoli, thank you very much for following. Really, really appreciate you. Absolute legend. Thank you everyone who's going over and subscribing on YouTube following that link. We are jumping a few numbers. I'm going to find out exactly live how many subs we are away from 10k. We are 141 subscribers away from 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. So if you can go over there, I'll drop the link in there one more time. and maybe again later. If you could subscribe in there, that would be amazing. All of the VODs, all of the episodes will be updated, uploaded there. So rather than me plugging the YouTube channel over and over and over again, shall we get an update from the lovely Tank, who's going to tell us all about the other top tables at the event?
Hello everyone, just a bit of an update from the floor on the games from the other players who are sort of still in contention for the podium. Anthony Chu and Mike Whitley, that game is finished now, the table's empty, they've gone. Last time I spoke to them, they said it was going to be a 39 to 40-ish point win for Chewy, so Chewy must be in the hunt for winning the whole competition, but we'll see how it all shakes out. Franco McDonald with his Chaos list with 3 Deredeo Dreadnoughts, Plaguebearer Screen and 3 Lord Discordants. Not going well for him against Patrick Sanfilippo's Marines list. In Patrick's second shooting phase, he's now killed nearly all the Plaguebearers. There's still 1 Deredeo Dreadnought left, but he's just shooting the 3 Lord Discordants now, which is pretty much the remaining teeth of Franco's list, so not looking good for the Chaos there, and I think Patrick will probably close that out within the next turn or two. Alex Petford and Joshua Death, the story of that game so far has been the drop pod that was deployed in his deployment zone to at the front of his army to catch smites, turning out to be the MVP in that game. The drop pod's now eaten 2 Thousand Suns psychic phases and is still alive. We've had a bit of a rinse and repeat of the second Zangor bomb coming in, hitting Josh Deff's weaker flank. Once again, the 2 squads of Marines holding that corner, they had a good counter swing against the Zangors, and Josh is just starting his turn and shaping up to countercharge those Zangors and try and clear out his lines again. But largely speaking, both armies kind of still holding the shape, but I think Josh Deff's winning the war of attrition in that one. So without further ado, I'll send you back to the guys and get you back to the stream.
Thank you very much, Tank. Thank you everyone for tuning in. We are live at the London Grand Tournament, the 40k final. 5 games, 400 players. These are 4 of the top players in the event. They are all 4-0. 4-0. We are currently looking at Innes Wilson from Team Scotland versus Nick Nanavati from Knights of the Game Table. Do you want to tell me what's been happening? We saw Innes deploy super aggressively, Nick deploying conservatively, and then Innes pulling back and drawing out the aberrants and killing them.
So really, really interesting, that fight phase. So I think what caught Nick out is he wasn't expecting transhuman physiology.
Yes.
Which obviously means that any rolls of a 1, 2, and a 3 can't hurt the Space Marines.
Yes, it's infantry only, and it's only 2 CP.
Yeah, so actually Innes was able to tank that combat phase really, really well. And Nick is now saying that he thinks that failing Might from Beyond was really crucial for that fight phase. Yeah. It's not all bad news for Nick though, as you think if we look at the very bottom here, you can see there's a lot of dice being put down. At the top. At the top. You can see the line of dice. Nick might have found a gap for him to try and get a perfect ambush off. Yeah, indeed. So he's got the patriarch here. Innes just trying to create screens with so much infantry, just kind of screened everything out. So it looks like we're going to have Nick kick the camera twice. Please stop kicking the camera, Nick. That would be great. But we're going to have the Genestealer Cults second deployment phase in this turn 2. How much longer in this round? There's currently, I think they started at 1:30, so we are halfway through the round. So an hour and a half left. So there's a Roxor unit being brought in this redeployment phase. Yeah. By Nick. And look, there we go. I believe that was a perfect ambush. So yeah, rolled a 3 on the perfect ambush. Rolled a 3, so he's moving an extra 3 inches to get closer. So yeah, so they'll be able to charge this turn. Oh, you can't charge after perfect ambush. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. On the perfect ambush, you can charge. There's another one that actually deploy 3 away, where you can't charge. But that's not the one being used. So yeah.
Nick needs to do a lot of damage. Innes is slowly getting away with the points, getting the kill one, a whole one, the Reaper, Butcher's Bill, and Headhunter in his turn. Nick only on 2 points, but Genestealers that play the long game, they don't play the slow game.
Yeah, so it looks like Nick's going very heavily on that right flank. So I think if he can clear those Marines and those scouts out, then he's going to be able to consolidate and push to sort of basically push Innes into that corner. We've seen Nick do similar styles of play before.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Is this the bikes? Oh,
These
so the bikes
coming in.
the bikes are using the strat I just mentioned where they deploy 3 inches away. They cannot charge, but bikes aren't that great in combat. However, do you know what they have?
Demo charges, Mikey.
Demo
charges.
Yeah. So they're going to be able to throw bombs into those whirlwinds, which is not what Innes wants. It's not what he needs in his life, is it? This is not what he needs.
And there's Carl. Carl in the chat.
Hey,
Big
Carl,
love
how
for
you doing? Crystal, morning. Afternoon for us, but I believe it's morning for you. It's interesting. The White Scars battery is probably the best thing I've ever seen. We've got lots more planned ahead.
I was going to say, I absolutely love doing those silly intros, and knowing that they make people laugh is just the best thing ever. That's why we do it.
That's why we do it. But also, we've got some new credits coming on.
There's so many times where we're filming these things and we can't keep straight faces. And actually, I think we quite often leave them in. Like, if you listen at the very end after I've just ridden past and I say, "For the Great Khan," you can hear Mikey cracking up.
For the Great Khan.
And you just hear you go. We enjoy it just as much as I'm sure.
Yeah, exactly.
That I hope you guys do.
And don't forget, there is Iron Hands and Raven Guard being pre-ordered yesterday. We will have those next week, so get ready for some spicy memes in the back rep.
And also, the Imperial Fist one proves to be a very spicy battle report as well.
Oh boy,
We've got things in the pipeline for that.
Aren't ready. So make sure you subscribe to YouTube, follow the link in the chat, and I'll stop doing it now for a bit. I'll get at least half an hour. Maybe.
I'm not going to do the accent because it's live.
This is definitely a cyberhawk, not a kangaroo. The best line on the internet, I think. Kangaroo donated by Nick Nanavati, absolute legend from Australia. So it looks like Nicky just finished off his deployment phase. I believe that's a couple of units of acolytes with mining lasers, etc., etc. Lots and lots of little auto guns and stuff. So yeah, how are you feeling about the games, Elliot?
Yeah, so particularly this game too. So table 2,
yeah.
Nick and Innes. I think it's a really, really interesting game. I don't know. I don't know what to think. I keep thinking, oh, okay, Innes has swung it. That was a really good play. And then Nick's completely not rolled over, and now he's come back strong with those demo charges. Yeah. He's looking like he's going to try and clear that right side of the field out so he can bring his ability.
Did you see that?
What happened?
Did you see that? The gin and tonic next to Objective 5 is just deep struck. The undercosted unit. The undercosted gin and tonic.
Here it comes.
Hopefully not spewing out onto the battlefield, but we'll see. It is true, no kangaroos were harmed in making that video. We tried to avoid. But if you want to see kangaroos harmed in a video, you're looking in the wrong place. We only look after them, and they're usually soft and cuddly. So there you go. So we are going to get an update from Toby about Table 1. Let's go and have a look what's happening on Table 1. Looks like some of the flies are moving around. We've got some bases left. We've got some flyers in the corner. It looks like Manny's moving his flyers, and then he's left a flight stand in the middle of the board. He's left his flight stand in the middle of the board from here. And this is this flyer up here. And that's just to represent where the flyers stood.
Yeah, so it kept falling over. And obviously these models, I mean, anybody who plays this hobby knows.
Yeah,
they're expensive. So yeah, you still got the base in there. The base is important.
That's where it is.
It
shouldn't make an issue for line of sight because that flyer can get seen anywhere on the board.
That's the active site of that model's enzyme.
Yeah. So Elliot, can you tell me how many Void Raven bombers are left on the battlefield?
Yes, I can because I've learnt this. There is one flat nose boy left.
So one flat nose boy.
There's only one bomber. Yeah.
Yeah, he has got.
But there are 3 Razorwing fighters.
Hooray!
Hey! And then there's some normal ones at the back.
Yeah, exactly. Wait, there's a drink on the battle mat. F in the chat for Mikey. It's not my battle mat, so I don't care.
So we're just doing the psychic phase at the moment. But I can tell you for the movement phases, it looks like Manny's been super aggressive. He's going for the jugular. He's still going with that plan where he's going to kill the mech guns and then kill the warlord. The Guardians have obviously come in front of those Orks. They're looking just to unload into the Orks essentially and just shred them using their little angry elf CDs that they fire. In the psychic phase, Jinx has gone off on one mech gun, Doom has gone off on another, but Guide was unable to go off on the scat bikes.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, so there's a lot of updates for Table 1. We hadn't had anything for a little while. 5-4, so very, very close game. It was very interesting. Everybody in the chat had kind of said just before it even happened, as soon as we said Manny was going first, everyone was, oh, the game's over. That remains to be seen, but Boris just hold on for the time being. Yeah. So, not a bad showing.
So yeah, it's not my battle mat, and so they can have drinks on the battle mat. I don't care. Effing the chat for me. It's turn 5 is probably when the bit spilled drinks come in because they ignore the reserves rule, so they can come in whatever turn they like. Valerie says you're cheating now, Ellie. You've just been looking at the colour scheme, you cheeky boy. As long as the GNT doesn't nudge anything, exactly. I wonder if GW look at these flyer spam tables and thinks, yep, that's A-OK, exactly how you want it to be. Probably not. So,
but also, if people are going to buy loads of flyers, GW are going to be happy,
if you're going to buy them, they'll keep making them good. There you go. Well, I'll say a massive thank you to everyone who's tuning in this weekend. This is the longest event coverage we've ever done. 9 games in total, 9 rounds, which has been amazing. It's been really, really fun to commentate over, so I hope you've enjoyed it. We've had some of the highest viewership we've ever seen on Twitch in this sort of community, and it's just been amazing. I'm very, very humble. I'm very, very humbled by the community. I want to say a massive thank you. So you can see the Flyers bearing down. The Guardians coming in to try and deal with a pink unit of Orks, I believe.
Mikey, yes. I've used my super Orc knowledge to deduce something with Toby's help. Right, so the Void Raven Bomber, and I know what the Void Raven Bomber is now.
Is it because of the
Because
colour?
I'm super intelligent when it comes to Eldar Flyers. What? Is actually closer to the Big Mech than it is the guns. The one with the custom Mega Force Field thing.
The one with the custom Mega Force Field thing?
Yes.
The one that's giving everyone a 5+1 within 9?
Yes.
The Void Raven Bomber closer to it?
He's going to shoot everything into him.
Oh my God.
However, there's a bit of a rules query at the moment. They're looking very in-depth into the book. They're trying to decide how Grot Shield works in that situation. So, if Manny can kill the Big Mech and all those guns lose their invuln, that is big.
Yeah.
So, as we said, Manny's going for the jugular this turn. He's going all out.
Yeah. The mech guns on the left of the screen right now, these ones, aren't in the game. That's dead. It's gone. It's not there. You can't see it. What's been the best game commenters covered this weekend?
Oh, so what's been our favourite game? Go on, Mikey. Take it away.
So, I think I've got top 3. Okay. So, in no particular order, Joshua Death versus Conrad Bartowitz was a fantastic game to commentate over. Joshua and Conrad have been super awesome to each other. It's a super highly skilled game, and it was very, very, very fun to comment over. It was really, really good. Second best was the previous game, because that was super interesting. And then, well, not second, the second one in my list. And the third one is this one. This is the exciting one. This is the final. Of course it's the best one. But actually, they're all really good. I enjoyed every single game we've seen this weekend. I've had no bad games to cover. Is that a better answer? I think it is. What about you, Elliot? Manny has only lost 1 bomber so far. Because the other Void Raven bomber is still on stream. I think he's only using 2 Void Ravens and 3 Rage Runes.
It's alright, I'll get back to you in a second. Got some updates.
I think it's going to tell us all about what's happening on table 1 and then on table 2.
That the Patriarch or the Roxars that have failed to charge. Danny, please, Danny! Nope. Is it the Roxars or the Patriarch that failed its charge?
Yeah, so when Reese's reports were in game 2 of the main GT, exploded and did 19 mortal wounds to his army. That was quite funny, to be fair. So they've all been really good. I didn't commentate over that one. That's why I didn't choose it, because I was table bossing that one. I was chatting where the game against with Reese where everything blew up, and game 2.
I was table bossing for that. That has got to probably be my favourite game.
I was table bossing for that one.
Oh.
Yeah, when everything blew up, the repulsor blower did 19 mortal wounds.
Oh no, sorry. Reese's first game was what I was.
That was the very first game we had on stream. So Elliot, are you going to be ready to do us a big, massive update about Table 1? What is it happening between Manny and Boris? I'm ready to find out.
Right,
I think the chat's ready to find out. I think the world is ready to find out. What's going on?
The Big Mech is dead. Ooh. A missile fired into him for the last wound.
Yeah.
Boris failed his save. Use a command point. Obviously, why would you not?
Of course.
It still failed. So the Big Mech is dead. That means the invuln is gone. Manny is out of CP and is not able to fire and fade anymore. So
the scatter lasers
he's gone aggressive. Might have overreached. We don't know. But it looks like he's going to shred through stuff now with his shooting.
Yeah.
So
good.
I'm guessing I bet there's no complaints from Manny's side of things.
No, exactly. Obviously, the bad moves don't have a save. Only have a 6-up T-shirt save on most things. So that's it. So I'm not sure what Toby's saying, but there you go. So let's cut to table 2. Let's go and find out what's happening over there.
Yep. So again, a disappointing psychic phase from Nick. He didn't get Might from Beyond off again. No. He did use a grenade stratagem to be able to kill the Thunderfire cannon, so that's part of his plan coming into action now. He's trying to clear up that side of the board.
Sure.
The Patriarch did manage to charge into an unnamed character. I guess it was either the Captain or the Librarian.
Yep.
I think I'm getting confirmation now over whether it was the Librarian or the Captain that was charged.
Yep.
But the Roxors have failed their charge.
The short charge, the 6-inch charge.
The 6-inch charge has been failed. That is massive.
Let's just scribble these out because they are effing the chat for that unit of acolytes.
Gone.
They are going to die. So, and they're not going to get They're not going to have to auto pass morale if they want to save them. But is it worth it when the Patriarchs over here are providing fearless? So. Crazy game so far. So that was round 2. Innis getting kill 1, hold 1. Nick getting kill 1, hold on. Also, let's go into the scores for round 3. It's back in action. Innis is currently taking the lead by 3 points. But again, Nick isn't out of it yet. Genestealer Cults play the long game. It's
I believe they just rolled super low.
Oh. So are the acolytes going to survive the Overwatch, the onslaught of guns coming in? I don't think they are, to be honest. I think that's gonna be game for that unit. Can Nick pull it back? Looks like we're using some psychic powers. It's going to be interesting. Danny's going to give us a quick update exactly what's happening.
Dan, would you be able to feedback on how good the demolition strat was?
Yeah, exactly. So obviously we had the bikes in the top left, shooting into one of the tanks. It looks like the tanks are still alive up here. The demolition bikes here, the tanks that it was going after, the Scorpius, the Whirlwind. Sorry. If you want to see them on the list, you can also find them on BCP.
Perfect. Right, so there was 4 shots. He needed 3s and then 4s to wound.
Yeah.
No, sorry, the other way around. He needed 4s to hit and then 3s to wound. 3 of them went through, and that was enough to kill the Thunderfire cannon.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, so part of the plan going off, but not as big as he would have wanted.
No.
The Patriarch went into the Captain. Innis made 5 of his 6 invulnerable saves. So the Patriarch pretty much whiffed. And also, it's looking like there are no pockets for these aberrants to come into the board now. So it's becoming increasingly difficult for Nick. Innis is starting to really dominate this board.
Yeah, obviously Innis not taking a massive lead.
Nick's game plan at all, because all the games we've seen, what he tends to do is control things with his engineers. Obviously, Innes stopped that earlier on, and then just throw waves at people to get them back into a corner. This is what he's tried to do, but the Acolytes have failed, and he's not been able to do enough damage over this side.
Exactly. Dookie Dave says, Mike, you need to sell some of Hellstorm objective markers. So we were supposed to have branded objective markers for the stream, but they arrived at my house yesterday because they delivered them late. Over a month it took for delivery, so hopefully get some on the store soon, but I'll be looking for a new supplier. So why don't we, while we wait to resolve these turns, we get an update from Tank. So Tank's going to give us a full update from the other tables around the event.
Yeah, of course.
Hello everyone, news from the floor, just looking at the tables where the players have still got a shot of podium. It's been a bit of a sort of blowout-y series of games down there, so I've only got a couple left to talk to you about. You see the Franco McDonald Chaos game against Patrick Sanfilippo. That game's pretty much over now. Patrick Sanfilippo just mopping up with his Marines against Franco's Chaos, really. I observed quite a funny little incident where Franco's Bloodletter Bomb came in, and we got to see the Eliminator Sergeant shoot and then fall back Overwatch trick come into play, making the Bloodletters initially fail their 3d6 charge. However, with a CP reroll, they were able to make a 15-inch charge, so that's going to give Franco a couple more points, but I think next turn we'll just see the Repulsors sort of gobble those up. The Joshua Deff and Alex Petford game is still a game, but Joshua Deff's really starting to win that war of attrition now. Alex has had to bring in his Plague Bearers as an additional screen. His Pink Horrors in as an additional screen. Now all his Plague Bearers are gone. Josh has still got all his damage dealing units alive. The drop pod is still alive. So Alex does still have all his characters, but it's looking like a big ask for him at this point. So we'll get you back to the screen where it looks like it's a couple of fantastic games going on.
So there we go. Thank you very much, Tank, for that awesome update about the other top tables from the event. This is the London 40k Grand Tournament, the London 40k Open, 400 players. We've been covering all of the games up until this point. It is now the final. We have Boris versus Manny, currently the top two highest placed players in the event, going into round 5.
So you notice that hill at the back's looking very sad.
Yes, so Boris had deployed all of his mech guns on here, and I think he's just moved them so the flyers can be placed. Is that what's happened?
Yeah, so there was a bit of a discussion about intent, and it was all focused around like where do we place planes and how is that sort of, I guess, safeguarded.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there was a little bit of a discussion. Both players were able to resolve it friendly, and it does mean, unfortunately, because that force field went down, we now seen that both mechs are dead and all the tractor cannons are dead as well.
Wow, it does look like there's one tractor cannon just left.
Okay.
Just one left, but out of all of them, there's a lot dead. So, because that is a tractor cannon, it's big in yellow.
Toby might have just been getting excited.
Yeah. Toby's gone off to chat to Tank to find out what's happening in the other tables. He's excited to find out who's going to win this event too. I think we all are. All are super excited. So, have you had a good weekend this weekend, Elliot?
Oh, I've loved it, man. I've loved it.
What's it been like commentating over one of the largest events in the world for your first event coverage?
I don't know whether you'll hate this answer, but pretty chill.
Bold statement.
I've not minded it at all. It's been good. There's been a really, really good crowd here. Yeah, the players and the Warhammer and the actual people, the setup, the streams, all been brilliant.
Met some of the biggest names in the 40k community ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the tournament itself is okay.
It's okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
So there you go. So Toby is taking his headphones out, so we can't get an update from him. So let's go to table 2. We're going to get a full update. We have Innes and Nick frantically rolling dice, trying to find out what's happening. Not played Toby games since the new Space Marine credits and tweaks, but I like the changes to date. I can play Pure Smurfs and not suffer from a disadvantage, but then I can still use a Castellan and Super and it's not OP. Yeah, exactly.
Right, so something important to note is that Nick still has, although I guess that might change now, but his engineers were still in reserve.
Wow, okay.
So he's running out of room to be able to max out engineers, because also the first squad of engineers were killed in the first turn.
Yeah.
Innis, weirdly enough, has stayed in tactical doctrine. He hasn't moved into the assault doctrine, which obviously is where White Scars do their damage. But I guess that's because of his list composition. It's not a typical White Scars list, is it?
It's also, I think it's his opponent, the fact that he's fighting Nick, with a lot of his stuff has 1 damage. Not everything has feeling no pain except for the aberrants, and it's where the bolters are the ones doing the work. Because realistically, if Innis is in combat, he needs to get out of combat as fast as possible. He needs to shoot the units before they get to him, rather than letting the units get to him to do the damage. So
I will say that it's been fantastic to watch just Space Marines in power armor shred an army like
it's just bizarre. It's just bizarre.
It's just a bit weird. We don't really expect to see that, but I'm loving it. So
yeah. So I believe on table 1 can we get confirmation? Boris has 1 mech gun left, or has it just been removed? He had 1 left on the right hand side of the hill, next to the Void Raven.
Oh, it's gone now. It was there a minute ago.
Manny's just giving me a look of exasperation.
Now.
I think he's like, whew, too many orcs, boys, too many orcs. So, there you go.
He's killed 9 units in that turn.
9 units were killed on table 1. Absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. There you go, a bit of a side view. Again, Innis frantically rolling dice. Being an absolute boy.
I tell you what, one of my personal highlights has been...
What's that?
Tom Layton playing in his first game in the Invitational against Nick. Now, I think Tom Layton had said something like he predicted to have like a 35-40% chance of winning.
Yep.
And Nick had said that he didn't have that.
He had less than that, didn't he?
He didn't have that. But then it was nearly a massive upset and ended 30-27. And Nick gave big credit to Tom, didn't he? He had to like shake his hand and say, "You're the best night player I've ever played against." And I admitted that it shook him. He was a little bit worried. He got him shaking his boots in the first round of the Invitational. So.
Yeah, you're just like, oh my god.
It's
because don't forget that the US meta is 6 months behind, so he just wasn't expecting it.
Yeah, exactly. They're still catching up, aren't they?
They're just but six months behind. The country was only built 400 years ago, so the meta's not quite caught up yet.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
So, I want to say massive thank you. The highlight for me this weekend has been everyone who's been awesome enough to tune in over the weekend. It's been really, really cool to have so many people watching on our first event on British soil, event coverage, and hopefully we're doing more throughout this year and the next year. So, looks like we've got a couple of TOs watching the main tables. Because it is getting close now. Again, one of these players that we are currently covering could win the event, which is very, very exciting.
Yeah, so it is hard. Like I explained before, we don't have a true final in these events. It's not like an invitational or a knockout elimination sort of tournament where you have a true final, where it's just the 2 players and one of those 2 people are winning. In these sorts of tournaments, especially when you're trying to force this many people into
such limited numbers,
such a limited amount of time, you don't really have a true winner.
No, exactly. Because the thing is, shall we do some drawing?
Let's do some drawing.
Let's do some maths. So, going into round 1, you have, let's say, 400 players.
Yeah.
That is 400 potential winners before round 1's even begun. Once let's say we get perfect win and loss, so there's no draws. After round 1, that was terrible. After round 1, we'll have 200 potential winners.
Yep.
So after round 2, we'll have 100 potential winners. After round 3, we have 50. After round 4, we have 25. Is that right?
Yeah.
Sounds right, doesn't it? So after round 6, we've got 12.5 potential winners. If we had perfect win-loss and perfect high scores, so 42-0 wins.
Yeah, so theoretically, at the end of the game, you're looking at, well, let's say 12 people. 12 people who are just going to be they have the same amount of wins and are just going to be separated on points.
Yeah, so what you're going to be the way they're going to do the breakdown, it's going to be points. So whoever's got the most points will win. If there's a draw, so you got equal. If you got equal points, it'll go to strength of schedule, which is a mixture of how well the opponents have done and who they played against.
Yeah, you go. So Double Donuts just confirming it there, guys. It's up to 13 winners after 6 months. 6 months, 6 rounds.
Don't tell them. Tank, we need that info. We need that info. We need that info, Tank.
We need it.
We need it. The stream deserves the info that Nick has just said. Don't tell them this.
Controversially, Nick said to tell the stream that Innes did his charge moves on his time, therefore Innes should be disqualified.
Well, it's up to the players to manage all their own time. So if Nick let him have that time, it's Nick's fault. Got him.
I agree now, 147. It does need to be a longer event, in my opinion. Unfortunately, as it stands, I mean, on the Friday, the Saturday, and the Sunday, that there were blocks where 3 games were put together with 0 minutes between each game.
Yeah.
That's 9 hours of solid play with no time for food or drink in between. So we're already really squeezed in, and that's led to timing issues through the weekend, as we've already seen. So it's really difficult what you do in this position. Do you drop the players or do you extend the weekend?
Yeah, but it's nothing to do with us. We do not organise the event. We're just here to bring you the hot gossip, like Nick calling Innes a cheater. But obviously Nick is a little bit drunk and he's just having a great time. So there you go. Kill Switch, I totally agree. They should hold more rounds in the event.
For instance, August bank holiday weekend, right? That was like 3 weeks ago. It's in the same time. That would be perfect. Put the invitation on a different weekend. Boom, you've sorted it.
Maybe Hellstorm should run a 3-day tournament. Could be next year. So let's have a look down on table 1. Have we read much of table 1? It looks like Boris is setting some orcs up that have previously died. I'm sure most of them had died. How do you feel about the orcs that should have died, Elliot, that have been set back up? What's happened there?
Pardon? Sorry, I'm reading the chat. I'm trying to...
It's okay. So Boris has used Green Tide to bring on this unit of orcs on the left-hand side with the pink loom bands on. Elliot wrote it down and then just zoned out a little bit. It has been a super long weekend. We're coming into the 27th hour of 40k we are streaming this weekend. So, there you go.
Okay. So the looters are still to come in on this game. Them boys are also looking at a 9-inch charge. If they were Evil Sons, it would be an 8. But I mean, they've still got Here We Go. So,
yeah, they do.
Re-rollable 9-inch charge.
Killstitcher says, Manny, that's most of them dead. Oh, Boris, surprise, motherfucker. Surprise, Kisama. Auntie said just turning points ending in who wins, not I won most games. There you go. 6+5 is not easy to rank with the period. When I see it, I end and fly, I'm like, I don't know, it's just Jakari and Elliot. Yeah, because they're the strongest, and this is like one of the it's a competitive event. It's one of the biggest in the world. I mean, you can't expect people to hamper themselves in the army list phase. But yeah, when people were buying the tickets, they knew it was going to be 5 rounds. They knew how many players were going in, so it's up to them whether they want to pay with the money, you know? Or do they want to buy a ticket, you know? That's how, if they didn't like it, people wouldn't have bought the ticket, so. Manny taking a big gulp of his Coke, needing it for this stressful game against Boris and all of the Orks. So, again, massive thank you to everyone tuning in. This is the final of the London Grand Tournament. The final of the London Grand Tournament.
Danny, would you be able to confirm what this Smash Captain was hitting?
Mikey Moo, I don't think there are any AdMech players at the top of the tables anymore. There's been a lot of Space Marines, there's been a lot of Eldar Flyers, there's been a lot of Orcs, there's been a lot of GSC, so it is really cool to have such a big event. It's been really good to cover this event. We've had a great time. It's been really, really fun. It's very, very tiring, won't lie. But all of the guys part of the team, all I could say is I am super, super proud of.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you, Elliot.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, you've been super good. You've really, really outshined my expectations.
I was a bit worried because I know naff all about competitive 40k. If this
you
would
know
have been,
everything.
Can you talk about the Horus Heresy for 24 hours? I'd have been up there
27
like
hours.
Sanguinius himself.
Yeah, 27
beaming
hours, Elliot.
golden illumination onto everybody. But
no,
competitive 40k was a bit daunting, but I feel like I've done all right.
Yeah, you've done really good.
Cheers, man.
So there you go. When you come on the channel, you got to smash Dan into oblivion. into
I
oblivion.
don't need to be a competitive 40k player to smash down.
Got him. So, you know, so I'm super proud of Elliot. I'm super proud of Toby and Dan. They've done an absolutely fantastic job, and they're both
Tank
legends.
doesn't even need mentioning.
Tank is the stream have covered Tank, I think.
Yeah.
You know? They've said how good he's been. So there you go. Thanks. Mikey Moo asked me earlier, are there any winning advent plays at this tournament? And I said, probably, I don't think so. And then Mikey Moo said, thanks, I will sell my army now. Well, okay. Commentating people can attend in an effort to collect ITC points but have complaints about the format. Buying a ticket isn't equivalent to being all smiles. Not really sure what you mean. I mean, I was supposed to be playing the event, but I dropped out so I could focus on entertaining you guys and bringing you the hot gossip, all the action from this big event.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what that comment is either.
Yeah. So there you go. So I think we're going to get an update from Table 2. I'm looking forward to the Raven Guard bat rep, but Elliot roleplays as an emo teenager. Just right. What do you mean roleplays as an emo teenager? He is an emo teenager. If you want to see some more bat reps coming up, make sure you subscribe on YouTube. I've just dropped a link in the comment. Make sure to subscribe. We've got loads more content coming up. It's going to be very exciting. All the VODs will be on there over the next few days, and also some more live event coverage. So there you go.
And so obviously the looters are coming over there, and we've got the grot
Dan might be
shields
alright in that role.
in
He's got
play.
no hair for it.
Over on table 2,
Yeah? So we go over table
yeah,
2.
we've got some
You want
things to
top or
talk
side? You choose.
I'll have the side view, please. Innes is sat down, so let's look
Might be
at
able
him
to
being
see him.
very Scottish.
He's looking very
Oh,
Scottish.
we just get his arms. Okay.
And his chest. And his neck.
So we talked about how great it is to see Power Armor doing so well, but I think the salt's being rubbed into the wounds a little bit now. So the Smash Captain laid into the bikers,
Wow, okay.
but also he was joined in spirit by the Whirlwind, which killed a biker. So he's just shuffled around in his tracks, crushed one underneath. His brains will have been splattered everywhere.
Yeah.
And Innes ends that turn with hold more and kill more.
Wow.
So
okay.
Innes just starting to run away with these points now.
Yeah, 15-5 at that one. So, kill one, hold one, 4 points for Reaper for killing all the models, 2 for Butcher Bill, and 2 characters killed for 2 headhunters. 15-5. Could Innes Wilson take out the one and only Nick Nanavati, last year's LVO winner?
We saw Danny sheepishly take your phone off the table then as Nick's drink was right next to it. We've seen them deep strike all weekend.
I'm watching you, Dan. You go steady. I'm also watching Nick. Diplom Bandit, thank you very much for the follow. Thank you very much for tuning in. Again, if you can, if it's to do so, consider subscribing on YouTube. We're trying to hit 10k before tomorrow. We are about 100 odd away. I'm going to quickly check for the updated number. Here we go. 9864. We are 146 away. So if everyone who's watching is subscribed, we will be able to hit 10k before tomorrow. So do consider that if you can. It's been half an hour since the last note mentioned it. So Coding 77, thank you very much for follow. Welcome in. Perpetual Dawn, thank you very much for follow. Welcome into the stream. How is everyone doing? I hope everyone is having a great day. Iron Hand Flyers are going to be glorious, says Dookie Dave. Maybe. Problem is that the only viable tournament winning build for Eldari is Elder Flyers because Yannari is no more and their regular loots aren't good enough when compared to the best list. Karen Mazzari, thank you very much for the subscription on YouTube. You absolute babe. Yes, a lot of the Eldar units are very lightly armoured. J. Ramos, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome in. Really appreciate it. So there are a lot of lightly armoured units, and they tend to go down in droves against a lot.
Apparently,
of the
Nick has been saying that he feels like we've jinxed him on the UK scene because he's played really well before coming on stream.
We've jinxed him. We've sabotaged him. Is there any benefit to getting 10k subs beyond being very cool? It was my goal to get 10k subs. That was when I started YouTube. I said I want to get 10,000. That was like my goal for the channel, and we are so close. And it's our 2-year anniversary tomorrow. Proper Luria, thank you very much for follow. Welcome in. How are you? Thank you very much for following everyone on Twitch. I said, do please check out the YouTube channel also, which is our main format for content. Might want to reach 2k followers first. I mean, maybe we might end up reaching 2k followers. But I say we are, our main platform is YouTube. We talk about YouTube. Yeah, exactly, Confurio. So I said, when running business, setting goals, trying to achieve them are extremely important. So while we let that game carry on, why don't we have a quick interview with Anthony Chu, who's one of the guys who's on 5 wins already. So he could be one of the winners. Well, let's cut to him now.
Hello everyone, report from the floor. Just a couple of relevant games to report to you really. We've been following Franco McDonald's Chaos against Patrick Sanfilippo's Marines. Just walked by the table and it appears they've finished the game and managed to wrap it up quite quickly, which I was surprised by. But apparently a 42-point win for Patrick there, so he's somehow found a way to score a lot of points there. Alex Petford against Joshua Death. That's swinging massively in Joshua's favour now. He's pretty much killed all the screens now, and there's like 6 sort of mixture of demon princes and sorcerers left. A few demon characters and I think 3 Nurglings, and he's pretty much got his whole gun line intact, so I expect we'll see Josh Death getting a handy win there as he starts to mop up in the next couple of turns. So without further ado, we'll go over to Chewy to talk to you about his game, which was a bit of a blowout as we saw, and perhaps talk to us about what he thinks his chances are of perhaps sneaking this event.
Well, I played Mike Ridley with his Primaris Marines, and it was an annoying one for me. It's got the Redemptors, the Contemptor Dreads with the double last cannon, so they're annoying to remove and they got good shooting. 3 of the Infiltrating Dreadnoughts, loads of Phobos units. So I got first turn, which was massive, because then if he got first, he was saying he was just going to put the whole army like 9 inches away and just come at me. And I think he can table me because I can't really hide in reserve with all the deep strike blocking he's got. And he's got good shooting. He can put combat pressure on. And my Grand Presence is okay. And I don't usually struggle with tabling, but when he's right in my face with everything so close, it'd be really tough.
The Marine stuff's kind of sneaky good, isn't it?
Well, I mean, it's the fact that they've got Games Workshop got rid of all the infiltrating, get close, and then they give it straight back to Phobos, and you're like, oh. So you've got to completely play like design list to screen things again, in my opinion. But no, it was because I got first turn. I could push right out. He had to hide his dreadnoughts. I didn't actually target them for 2 turns. I just cleared all the scoring, and then it was a case of chasing down the two kills a turn for Butcher's Bill, holding off and holding the bonus. So I managed to get a good score, I think. Do you know what?
Is it going to be enough?
Depends. You've got 2 really good players on table 1. I mean, like the game before I played James McKenzie with his Genestealer Cult, and with that we were really close all the way through, and that was, I suppose, for me to get a top finish, I need the guys to have that close, good player game. Neither of them is going to give it to roll over or give it up on this top table. So, fingers crossed.
Yeah, good luck, mate.
Thanks very much. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Back to Mikey and Elliot.
And we're going back to table 1. Welcome everyone. Thank you very much to Tank. Everyone say that Tank doesn't need a Primaris model because he's already stronger than a Primarch. So there you go. That was an update from Anthony Chu, one of the current winners on 5 wins. He's an absolute legend. I heard that Tank used to fire drop pods. He used to fire them. There you go. He just belts them out, just throws them. He Tank bench presses intercessor bitches for fun.
He does.
Amazing.
He does.
So this is the London Grand Tournament.
I've heard he kills Centurions.
He does. I want 3 on each arm.
You deadlift whirlwinds.
Deadlift whirlwinds. So this is the London 40k Grand Tournament final. This is the final game of the 5-round event with 400 players. We've been live all weekend. We streamed 4 games on Friday. The Invitational Knockout event, we streamed 3 games. Yesterday we had to drop 1 sadly, but 2 games at the main event. And then the Invitational final last night where we saw Konrad Bartkowitz versus Joshua Death. Absolute legend. Fantastic game to comment over. Konrad Bartkowitz being currently the Invitational champion.
King Con himself.
King Con, yeah. But then we saw Konrad himself then draw in his 3rd game in the main event.
Yes.
So which means he could not win this event. But Joshua Death, who lost the final, could also come up and win this event also if he wins his final game. So there you go. Yes, Tank is a lost Primarch of the 12th or 18th Legion. Second or for 18th Legion, is it?
Yeah, second, yeah.
So cheers, mate. I got it right. At least I corrected myself before you did. So currently we're looking at table 1. This is Manny versus Boris. Manny Chema and Boris Michev. They are battling it out. They are currently the top highest players scored before we take in consideration round 5, which is very, very interesting. One of these guys could take home the gold.
So, covering that game,
Yes.
at the end of the in the shooting phase, the looters opened up into the bikes to kill 8 of them. Daka was used as well.
Wow, okay. Daka.
But whiffed.
Oof.
Yeah, so not a lot else. They only rolled 1 shot each.
Okay.
Yeah. Going into the assault phase, the boys at the front, the normal boys, were able to get an 11-inch charge off.
Wow.
They went into the Guardians to kill 5 of them. Super important. Maybe not.
Yeah. So, just before you carry on, I'll just quickly update the chat. That this plane is here, but this plane here is on this base in the middle. It's just because it was wobbling and didn't want to fall off. So, sorry, Elliot, do you want to carry on?
Yeah, so 5 Guardians died from those boys. The pink unit of Orc boys failed their charge and lost 5 in Overwatch.
Ouch.
Yeah, so, but the other boys, the non-banded unit, they killed 5 Guardians and they were able to consolidate and tag another unit as well. It's quite important. And now I'm going to take an update for table 2.
So yeah, there you go. So Manny, at the end of, I believe I've put on the wrong score. There you go. Turn 3, I believe.
Dan, I can't hear you, mate.
Yeah, we're currently in turn 3. Manny 14, Boris 12. So this game is still pretty close. Boris still could still take this quite convincingly, and so could Manny. So interesting. So it's very interesting. Boris still got quite a lot of bodies on the board. He hasn't got the big guns anymore, but he is starting to cover the board, which is very cool. Very, very cool. So that's table 1. So let's go and have a quick look at table 2. Elliot's going to get a full rundown of what's going on. But this is table 2. This is Nick Nanavati versus Innes Wilson. Innes taking the lead in turn 3. 15-5 as Nick retaliates. Nick has brought in all of the acolytes, some more of the aberrants, but Innes has managed to clear out most of the threats. Nick has deep struck what looks like a vodka and coke onto the battlefield, so hopefully that does not get spilt next to somebody's phone. Is that Nick's phone? Is that Nick's phone next to the drink?
It's not yours.
It's not my phone. I don't think it's mine,
No,
no,
it's not
so
yours.
that's alright. That's the main thing.
That's all you're worried about.
That's as long as it's his own phone. It is next to some mains plugs though, so we're probably worth moving that drink. Danny's going to be on the case, I think, to get him to move that drink. Oh, it's picked it up and it's put it back down.
Dangerous.
Oh god.
It does look like Nick's playing quite aggressively now. So apparently he's feeling quite backed into a corner. I think he
Marines
knows.
are backing the Genestealers into a corner.
Yeah, so he knows that that basically
There we go. The vodka's moved.
he's going to struggle to win this game. He probably already knows that he's not going to win this game. So what his tactic is now is he's trying to get as many points as he can. So he's willing to lose the game, but just try and play aggressively, get as many points. Remember, this is an ITC game. The points move his position up, give him more points in the ITC Championship. So he's playing for points right now.
Yeah.
They know the game's gone. He's playing for fantasy points as it is.
Okay. That makes sense. There you go. He's made the charge against the Whirlwinds with the unit of Roxors. He's probably going to try and tag them in combat so they can't overwatch, and then he's probably going to try and charge his aberrants in there as well. Looks like what he'll be able to do a multi-charge, I imagine. We're going to go for a cheeky multi-charge.
So I think everything's charging, essentially.
Yeah, makes sense.
Cool.
Oh, Aberrant doesn't want to play. I think Nick is still in it, says Jalthruger.
Yeah, so we got the 9-inch charge off, so...
Had to step away. How's the game with Boris? Boris is on a little bit of the back foot. Lost a lot of his artillery, but it's not over yet. The points are still quite close. Yeah.
I was going to say, there is a 10-point deficit.
It's not good.
And those Roxors with him was really pivotal.
Yeah, they get so many attacks and they just need to delete whatever they get into combat
Yeah,
with.
that would have been great if that would have happened, but it's a dice game, these things happen. You know,
It does.
really
Sometimes
complain.
yes, it is.
Lots of smiles
the
going
breaks.
off on table 1, that's nice to see. Obviously that game is really getting in sort of the tail end now. But both lads seem to be really enjoying themselves, so that's really good to see.
Good. It's what you need to see in this sort of event.
Yeah, of course.
So many players, such high tension.
You can't have hard
players having a great time.
I feel like you can't have hard feelings against your opponent in a dice game. Sometimes your dice screw you over. That's something that you need to work out with the dice gods, not your opponent. It is sad to see when someone gets really, really bad luck and it ends up souring their experience. And then by default, I mean, it's a social game. Part of your experience is you're invested into another human being for 3 hours. So if that other human being is is down on their luck and being a bit miserable because of it, it does ruin your experience as well. So
it's not what you need.
No, I always try and keep upbeat even when I'm getting smashed.
Yeah, if we could have a favour from Dan, if Dan's listening, could we find out where Nick's engineers are? It looks like he's just watching very intently. Does Dan know where engineers are? Cup of tea, cat on the lap, LGT. Oh, that kind of rhymes, doesn't it? Cup of tea, LGT. Brilliant. Thank you, Josh, tuning in. Welcome, everyone. And it's kill the unit same ones. I don't think it'll match second. I don't think so. Where's the other unit of engineers?
So the Patriarch's charging the Phobos captain, but not the aggressors, so staying out of them.
Danny, can we get confirmation about the other second unit of engineers?
Could you go to ask Danny where Nick's other unit of engineers are? Thank you.
What we'll do, we'll just get Danny to point to the unit of engineers on the board.
In the bottom right. Bottom left.
There you go, just under Nick now, in that
Green.
L-shaped building.
Oh, there with the green bands, yeah. So just where Nick's covering up now.
That mobile phone hanging over the edge of the table is tilting me, get it moved. No, it's going to stay there. I hope Nick knocks it again and moves it further off. Okay, we're just going to take a quick second. So there you go. So sorry, we just had a quick technical issue. We just need to adjust some microphones around. Sorry about that. So commentators are simply better people than me. If my opponent's having a mare on the dice, I would generally find it hilarious. What do you mean about mare on the dice, dude? What would you say?
Oh no, that is hilarious. But I find it's best if the opponent can laugh with you. It is sad to see when someone's down on their luck and dice and they let that affect them and their enjoyment of the game. Bad dice are going to happen to you. That's why we play dice games. You're going to have good games, you're going to have bad games. I think the real test of character when you're playing 40k is being able to bounce back and keep positive if you're having terrible luck on the dice. I mean, I'm famous on the Hellstorm channel for being able to roll 0 but 2s.
We have Neil and 1s and Elliot 2s.
I still have fun. I'm still always a sweaty mess, laughing myself to death.
You have a great time. Oh, we had a bit of nudge gate there from Nick with all the terrain, but I'm sure it won't make a difference at this point. So there you go, the Aberrants managed to take out that character, I believe it was. Furiosa says, Elliot, you need to play some Custodies because they only need to roll 2s because they have a 2-up save. Army
I'll tell you who can't roll 2s.
Neil.
Yeah. Also a unit that Dan has just told me and my mind has forgotten who they are already.
The Aberrants?
The Aberrants have killed somebody.
Was it the Smash Captain?
I think it's the aggressors.
Okay.
Oh, it was the Smash Captain.
I'm sure it was.
It was the Smash Captain, and the Patriarch has killed the Phobos Captain.
Yeah, we are getting a bit into that delirious stage now, aren't we, Elliot?
Yes.
We are nearly 27 hours
I don't know how
into.
Tank's gonna drive.
27 hours into the stream. Spaceman player, thank you very much for a follow. Thank you very much, everyone tuning in. We are.
Mind you, I guess driving comes naturally to tanks, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. Tank does know how to drive. You are literally the fuel keeping us alive right now. It looks like that Nick will probably score Butchers this turn. He has managed to bubble wrap that unit there. So the Aberrants, the Brood Brothers, all just like being able to bubble wrap that unit.
I believe Nick's been able to kill 3 units that turn.
3 units. That'll be able to kill more.
So it's getting crazy.
Ask Nick for some Coke and vodka. He's already got some on the table. He's got some in the bottom right near objective 5. A little cup and lemon.
Your Frogger is really gunning for Nick in this one.
Yeah, exactly. Nick Nanavati, one of the best players in the world. Ennis Wilson, also a super good player, one of the best in the world also. High tier players in this event. I think we're going to get another closer update. Looks like we're just finishing off some bubble wrapping. Nick successfully bubble wrapping. 1 second, let me draw. So this unit here, the unit of Acolytes, tagging the Whirlwinds, but also bubble wrapping a unit here and grabbing on this objective. 3 plays from that
really
one single unit
play
charge
going on here. And
Nick,
also you can see those aggressors have been pinned in there as well.
Yeah, but it's completely just encircled by the Gribblies. Oh, look at that phone. That phone, someone's got text. Is Nick got another Tinder match? Is it going to vibrate off the table? Nick is currently 2 Tinder matches up live on stream. That's how many he's got live. How many wounds does the vodka have left? I think it's about half. It's still in its top bracket. It's only lost a quarter of its wounds.
It loses 10% alcohol volume each time it goes down a bracket.
Yeah,
to the point where it's just 20% and not really worth
just lemon and ice.
Yeah, until the point where it's just a lime and soda. Is this already the final? So this is the final round of the LGT here
This is
in
the
London.
final game we're going to be streaming this weekend.
Yes.
The final game that's going to be played in the 40k Open. The final game for the LGT this year.
Yeah. So is there 3 now, Dan? Dan, does that mean there's 3 now?
Suppy7, thank you very much for the follow.
Nick has killed 4 characters this turn.
Wow, that is Max Headhunter.
This is a big swing.
Yeah, here we go. We're just doing the final score for the turn. Nick really, it looks like he was down and out, but it looks like he's going to try and pull it
Danny's
back.
been feeding to us. This has said this has been a masterclass in the technical side of Warhammer.
Yeah. This is why Nick has clients. He has a coaching service, and this is why. This has just showed it.
There you go, Frogger's vindication!
It's happening! Here we go. So Nick is just doing the final score.
We're going to stay over on table 2 just because over on table 1 it's essentially just become target practice for the planes now. There are only boys that are left.
Wow.
Oh, and there's a few looters as well. Yeah, boys and looters. The looters whiffed last time, so it's essentially the planes are just flying around, just picking off the boys now.
Yeah.
Bit of a shame, but
so there you go.
That's the game. That's the Warhammer.
End of turn 3 on table 2. Innis with 16, but Nick getting 8 points,
Coming
jumping
back
up to 13. Kill 1, hot bonus, kill more. 2 engineers, 2 butchers bill, 1 engineers, and 3 head hunters. Engineers obviously being in this bottom corner out of sight. And Nick tagging the Whirlwind so they can't get targeted, so we'll be able to get a couple more points.
Yeah, it's been some good play.
Wow, amazing. Absolutely amazing. Let's move the points on.
So this is what we were talking about yesterday, this whole Math Hammer versus the janky toolbox lists.
Yep.
So
yeah.
Nick is at the bottom of his toolbox, scraping around, trying to find the little new bolts and nuts that he needs. I think he's found them, hasn't he? He's come out with like a perfect tool set and he's really swinging this back.
Yeah, it's really good. So Tank's been watching the game super close. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tag him in. I'm going to tank him in, and he's going to have a quick chat about what he thinks, how the game's going. But don't talk too loud. We don't want to give anything away.
Yeah, I mean, you have to excuse me if I repeat anything that the guys have already said, because Hellstorm Dan's reporting from table side, and he sort of knows what's going on and sort of understands a lot of the intricacies. But really clever play from Nick. He's kind of engaged just the Tech Marine with the purple Aberrant squad and the green Loom Band neophytes. So those guys are safe from being targeted in Innis's shooting phase, and it also means the aggressors can't shoot them that could do a lot of damage, and they're kind of trapped because the aggressors can't move within an inch of the aberrants or the neophytes in the movement phase, which means that Tech Marine is still trapped in combat. And we also saw that he got the bonus point by at the same time that he tagged those 2 whirlwinds. I heard Innis at the table saying he's going to fall back with the whirlwinds, then he's probably going to charge back in so that they can't overwatch, and I think he'll be looking at sending a character and perhaps that infantry at the top centre of your screen in there.
So there's been some really, really good play over there by Nick.
These guys are sort of 2 of the best players in the world, I'd say, and Innis plays Genestealer Cult himself as well, and you're really seeing they've both got such an intimate knowledge of this sort of assault phase and how to make the most out of that. They're just coming out with some. There's high level plays everywhere in this game. It's just a case of if the GSC have got enough durability to sort of stay the course, really, because obviously the Marines are a lot more resilient. We're seeing a lot of the flamer unit getting picked up there, probably by small arms fire from the intercessors. Probably, obviously, the aggressors can shoot too because they're not engaged.
There's 9 of those flame acolytes left. From the whirlwinds opened up into them.
The whirlwind must have used a stratagem to fall back and shoot potentially. Then.
Yeah, I believe that's what we're seeing. I think it's called Faint. There's something Faint.
Yeah, I think the
White Scars have.
White Scars have a chapter-specific one.
Where their vehicles can fall back and still shoot.
Yeah, I heard Innis say at the table, White Scars are a bit like Aeldari in that they break a lot of the rules of the game.
Okay. Were the whirlwinds not tagged at the start of the turn, Dan? Okay, how did he shoot the whirlwinds? Oh, okay. So they're what's clearing. Right, okay, so apologies, it is the Primaris by the hill. Just underneath Innis's arms now in between where he's rolling his dice. So they're what's dealing the wounds at the moment.
And we've still got those aggressors to shoot, so if they've got anything worthwhile to shoot at, they'll make a bit of a mess. I wonder if any of them can target that Patriarch. There might be one of them that's closer to him potentially. That Patriarch to the middle left of your screen. What's going on with table 1? But yeah, very close on the scoreboard here. I think Innis is in the driving seat in this game just because of the resilience of his army. I think when Nick failed the 6-inch charge with his Roxor unit on the right-hand side of the screen earlier in the game, that was a massive sort of kick in the teeth for him.
Yeah, definitely.
And a big turning point in the game.
I mean, we've seen the score now and how well Nick's doing. Can you imagine if he'd got that charge off as well and he got to mop up that side of the board? He's
pulling out every trick in the book to stay in this game, and he's sort of fueled by hopes and dreams right now.
Yeah, it's working. It's working, he's doing well.
How's it going, Elliot?
Yeah, I'm good. My last few bits of coal are burning in the turbine at the moment.
Hey, Scoutcast, how you doing?
Oh, looks like the Patriarch has taken a couple of wounds, probably from that aggressor that was nearest to him.
Elliot just got a match on Tinder. Hooray!
That's the Steam! The Steam is back!
Yay!
Here we go!
Although, Dan, is there a character lining up a short charge on that Patriarch? Yeah, it looks like there's a character lining up a charge on that Patriarch. Possibly he threw a crack grenade or something.
Active Entropy, thank you for donating those bits. Really, really appreciate it.
Okay, so there was a perils before with the Patriarch, and both players were unsure as to.
Oh, that's the. That's
Okay,
the
they're not sure if he
we can
perils
see.
or not. So they've decided that what they would do is put him, meet in the middle and put him on 4 wounds.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so good play there. The players talked it out. They were unsure whether the perils had gone off and whether they'd taken any wounds, so they just left him on 4.
Yeah, that character we had a bit of confusion over. You can see just to the right of that Patriarch, that's actually a librarian.
Listening to Dan then give me an update. And then this there is like, oh, thank you for the follow.
I'll just Mikey's back from the toilet, so I'll hand you back over to him.
Thank you very much, Tank. Subbing in there. I just needed to stretch. I needed to walk it off. I was just getting so tense. It's the final, everybody. I was just like, oh my god, somebody could win. Someone's going to win the event. Who knows what's going to happen? So I needed a break. Needed to go chill out. I pushed Nick's phone onto the table so everyone can start panicking about it. But thank you.
Thank you, Axis of Entropy. Great stream, great commentary. Thank you so much, dude. You're a legend.
For the bits, I really, really appreciate it. But yeah, so it's been super, super good. Nick looked like he's on the back foot for the first couple of turns and managed to pull it out, and Big B 2 points behind Innes. So, wow. Looks like Innes is just consolidating to do some attacks. Sorry, charging with the aggressors. Derp. On table 1, it's getting a little bit stagnant. We have Manny versus Boris. The Eldar Flyers are shooting Alt Boys, and the Alt Boys are shooting back at Flyers.
I think Manny's just farming points now, isn't he?
Yeah. They're both going to deny each other a lot of points because they can't really kill much from each other. So, massive shout out to Nick and Innes. This is a super, super close game. And super, super exciting. Both players have about 30 minutes. I don't know how long they have left on the clock. There's about 30 minutes left in the round. There was a clock, but I think the clock has now disappeared. Oh, it's in the middle. I couldn't see it. So the clock is currently here. So
okay, so charge is going off on table 2. The aggressors are going into the aberrants, and the librarians going into the Patriarch. Now Nick has no command points left, so no interruptions. No interruptions. No interruptions from us. We're trying to keep out of the way. We're just flying on the wall watching and making sure you guys know all of the hot gossip. No matter the result here, Nick will feel great as he beat number 1 Aeldari player Tom Layton. And he did, even though Tom wasn't playing Eldar. Yeah, he was.
Thank you very much who's support the channel this weekend. It's been absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much who's followed.
Okay. So the re-rolling hits now due to the listeners and the chaplain that's just behind the Patriarch.
Yeah, there you go. Re-rolling hits in combat. Litany of hate.
Litany of hate.
Yes. So yeah, thank you very much for supporting
Smash Captain's hitting the Patriarch now.
Followed, donated, subscribed. It's been amazing. One free one you can do. If you can subscribe on YouTube, follow that link. We're trying to hit 10k before tomorrow because that is our 2nd birthday. So there we go. We're about 100 away. Cess1 Renity, thank you very much. Or Serenity, thank you very much for the follow. Appreciate it.
Yeah, Captain Wift, he's only done 1 wound to that Patriarch.
Oh.
Smash Captain.
It's not very Smash Captain, just light stroke Captain by the sound of it.
Patriarch is now dead, but it did force Ennis to put other characters into that
yeah, but
Patriarch
to go into the aberrants,
that
really.
you wouldn't have liked to spend elsewhere.
Yeah. So, I hope everyone's enjoyed the weekend. We've really enjoyed covering this event.
It's been fantastic. It's been
absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, all the players have been fantastic. The armies, the play, the sportsmanship that's been on offer here at the event has all been fantastic.
Yeah. It's in the bag for Innis. Great result. Oh, is it though? Is it? Nick still has quite a lot in reserve. He's managed to score a lot of points so far. He got an 8-point swing in the last turn. It's only 2 points behind compared to his 6 points he was on before. It isn't in the bag, I don't think. I think this is going to go down to the wire.
Yeah. Very interesting, this one.
I don't think I could do a live event. The camera just showed my bald patch. It's quite funny because I also have a bald patch on the back of my head.
Two aberrants dead so far.
2 aberrants dead. My brother threw a brick at my head when I was younger, so I have a little bald patch at the top. And everyone likes to point it out. So there you go.
Mikey, did you know you have a ball patch on the back of your head?
Do you know why I have a bald patch on the back of my head?
It looks like a brick scar.
It does look like a brick scar.
Particularly,
it would explain a lot about
a
me.
fraternal brick scar.
Yeah, it does look a lot. It does explain a lot about me and myself as a whole.
Yeah.
And why I've got a brick scar on my head.
And
But
who
there
you
go.
are as a person.
No drama event. Bring Harrison back. So then ban him again to make the haters happy. Yeah, exactly. What has Nick got
So these
left in reserve?
these aberrants are apparently getting killed.
Apparently they are.
Yeah,
So.
and also apparently he has no CP left. So importantly, they're not going to be able to strike back when they die.
No.
No.
Does Nick have any units left in reserve, Dan? No, he's used them
No,
all. Okay,
everything's
my
on the
apologies.
board now.
Everything is all out war, all out warfare. Wear a hat or turtle wax it and let the glare blind the ones trying to see it. Flood of Red says, well, like I said, it's in the bag. Well, yeah, maybe, but we'll have to see.
Well, I mean, Innes has been on 15, 16 points now for like 2 or 3 turns, whereas Nick, a couple of turns ago, was on 5 points and has managed to pull 9 out of the bag. So
The current battle round is round 4.
it's still all to play for. It's not in the bag for either one.
It's not at all.
All rests on a couple of dice rolls, man.
Yeah. This is why we're watching. This is why we need to watch to the end of the game.
This is why we're here.
Yeah. And it's just
Otherwise, I'd be showing you guys my lovely face.
Do you want to show the people a lovely face? It's
No,
in the
I'm
bag,
all
so
red and
wait.
bothered. This is why I love commentating, because you just get to sit here with a microphone and no one
Yeah.
actually has to look at you.
Yeah. We're in a special commentary box that no one else can see, so. Going back around 4. What we'll do, while Elliot gets quicker though, we'll just cut back to table 1, just see what it looks like. So there we go. Manny with 17, Boris with 12. Boris just having loads of bodies left and a couple of flyers. Not many flyers left, and Boris just hiding with the Ork boys. I should be in bed, but this is too intense. Yes, make sure you stick around to the end. There's only 25 minutes left in the round, so it's going to end soon. It's going to end soon. It's going to be close. It's going to be close. There you go. So Manny taking the lead currently, but we'll just have to see what these guys get up to. It's kind of a little bit, let's call it a stale play, because there's not a lot happening. The Flyers are killing a few Ork boys. The Ork boys are just trying to shoot up and kill the Flyers, but not really doing much. But we'll see. So let's cut back to table 2. So we'll see. We'll see how that one goes out. What's the venue been like? The venue's been pretty good. The venue as a whole is very airy, to say it's got so many people in. It's very light and bright. I had a few issues with some of the food refreshments. A lot of cafes not opening till late. Not
being open. Yeah, I don't think the cafe was open today, so we weren't able to get any drinks on the premises.
So we've had to go
later on in the afternoon.
elsewhere, personally. So I don't know what the play's been up to, but you know.
Yeah, it's
There you
been
go.
really hard for us as the team to get any kind of refreshment as well.
Yeah, been tough.
Yeah, not seeing much of the welfare team here to help us out. Also, in terms of we've already talked about it, right? But having 3 rounds in the afternoon with technically 0 time between the rounds, that's really tough.
Not great.
At such a high pressure event like this, the games go to time quite a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, anyway.
I can tell you, over on this table, the table 2, Aberrants cleared off the aggressors. They smacked them down.
So no aggressors left.
No aggressors left.
It looks like Yolthrugger rooting for Nick, Flood of Red rooting for Innes. Who does everyone think's going to win this one? Innes is on 20 points.
Innes has just realised that he didn't roll his Feel No Pain. It wouldn't made a difference because 12 wounds went through, so he was not going to save it.
Probably
but he
not.
just wants everybody to know that he's realised that he forgot it. But
Been a very, very long weekend. Obviously, Innes played in the Invitational as well. With his Primaris Horde. Yeah. Yeah, it's been super, super close. As I said, who do you guys think is going to win this game? It's still close. Innes with 20 points. Nick with 16 going into his turn 4. Ennis getting kill 1 and hold 1. He's now maxed out Reaper. He's got 3 for Butcher's Bill and 3 for Headhunter. 50-50 Nick or Ennis. Thanks for that. Very middle ground, on the fence statement, dude. I don't know who's going to win. It's 50-50.
That's probably the position I'll go with at this point as well.
Yeah, I don't know either. It's been crazy. It's been really, really crazy. So I want to say thank you to everyone for tuning in. This has been a super, super fun weekend, and you guys have made it all worth it. So thank you for that. So I think Dan's had a great time. Duck's going to win number 1, says Killswitch. Yes, Duck here in spirit. We've also got the other Duck as well. Keep an eye on the first Duck to make sure no Ducks get into trouble. That's basically. Well, we all know who the winner is going to be. Craft World. I'm sorry I had to also hi there. Hey, Kids Maggie, how you doing? Been a long time. It could be Craft Worlds again. There's going to be a lot of people on match wins. A lot of people with really high scoring games, so we'll have to see. Who is Nick's Engineers? I believe it's a unit of Blood Brothers, or Brood Brothers. In this corner, they have green loom bands. You can just see under Nick's dice there's a little bit of green, just there.
Brood Brothers is a hard thing to say.
Brood Brothers, yeah.
You can't say it quickly. Brood Brothers, Brood Brothers, Brood Brothers, Brood Brothers, Brood Brothers.
No, it's gone.
Probably. This is where we've got to. It's 26 hours down the line, and we're just both sat here going, Brood Brothers, Brood Brothers.
We're in the final 20 minutes of 27 hours of 40k in 3 days. Yal Thurgan says Ennis has got those 2 points on top of the turn. I reckon it will get some back for sure. Yeah, probably. Kidsmaker said the new Space Marine forced me to go back to this round and change some stuff. Space Marine's going to take it 28-24. It has been called by Valerie. 28-24. Interesting. I reckon someone should run a Birmingham GT and hold it at the NEC, as that'd be a decent gaming venue. It would, to be fair, but you know, it'd be very expensive to run it there because of the price of the venue.
There are loads of venues like that. I mean, you've got like Magna up in Sheffield. You've got the GEC in Manchester. Every big city in the UK has one of those places.
Yeah. RIP GW conflict. What do you mean? What do you mean blood red? How much time left on the clocks? So I'll quickly go find out. Exactly.
Yeah, obviously coming into the closing rounds of this now. Ennis is 4 points ahead. Nick still has secondaries to score.
Yeah, just to
All still
confirm,
to play for.
Ennis has 11 minutes. Nick just shy of 10. So 20 minutes left in the round. Which turn is this? This is turn 4 currently, so turn 4 for Nick and Ennis.
So there's some Liquid Warhammer going on right now.
Liquid Warhammer, is that because it's face melting because of how epic it is? It was our top of the 10. We're in the bottom of 10. It's Nick went second in this game. Nick made Ennis go first, so Nick deployed Ennis deployed super aggressively to force Nick into a corner, and he's
the
held
Smash
in that
Captain
corner
has
all
been able
game.
to remove 2 aberrants, leaving him on 2. Not enough to wrap.
So you got 2 stop signs go back in, or 1 stop sign by the looks. Wow, what a game! What an absolute epic game! There you go. The Acolytes pilot into the Whirlwind at the top, which is super, super close. It's super, super close, this game. I think it's still all to play for both players. Boom! That's the end of this turn. It looks like Nick has grabbed the bonus. He's grabbed a couple extra points. Let's just make sure we finalise it. This is a live update. As you can see, Danny's doing it all on my phone, which is linked to the screen. Oof! Both got a big points jump there. Innis getting kill 1, hold 1, kill more, and hold. Just as I said it, the point disappeared.
let's wait for them to equal out.
So, what's your favourite song, Elliot, right now?
It's my favourite song right now.
Yeah.
Already Dead.
Already Dead by
Lil Boom.
Oh, there you go. My favourite song is Crab Rave. because it is the best song.
Actually, I'm lying. There's a song. There's a Japanese song called Hollow by a band called Yura Yura,
Wow.
which
Okay.
is really nice.
Yeah. Nice.
It's like
dude.
the 80s sort of like disco poppy stuff that Japan was known for in the 80s.
Yeah. So I think they've finalised. That's the end of the points being done. So the points are final. So there we go. It is 22-20 to Innis. Innis managed to get kill 1, hold 1, kill more. 4 for Reaper, 3 for Butcher's Bill, 4 for Henthunter, and Nick Nanavati getting kill 1, hold 1, and the bonus by holding that objective where the whirlwinds are, and then getting 3 on Butcher's Bill, 2 for Engineers, and 4 for Headhunter. We're going into round 5 with about 10 minutes left on the clock for both players. Maybe just shy of 10 minutes now, because Innis had 11, Nick had just shy of 10. And wow, what a game, what a game. This is mental, absolutely mental. So Innis is looking, just securing the lead, but Nick has really caught him up. He was like 15 points ahead at one point.
Some fantastic play. I mean, Innis is still out there ahead, and I'm secretly loving it because I am a Space Marine through and through.
Yeah. Flood of Red said Innis had it in the bag. Y'all Thrugger have been backing Nick since turn 1. Let's see.
Now we see why Flood of Fred's been so biased. Now we see. Now the truth's coming out, showing his true colours, which seem to be white and blue.
He's fighting for freedom. Fighting for freedom. That's what he's doing. But no, the US are going to take that from him by the looks of it. I mean, he's still ahead. Innis still has 4 CP remaining. That's quite interesting. So let's go and have a quick look at table 1, see what the score is like over there. He's got 2 CP remaining, there you go. So it's still 17-12. It looks like an Orc Boy unit has been mostly removed. The pink unit being left in the corner, just here. Just a couple of guys left. Boris still falling behind and losing models at this point. It looks like the Eldar are going to happily take this one. But it is Boris's movement phase. It's the bottom of turn 3. Just moving some Orc Boys to spread out, so we'll have to see. It's turn 4. Okay, so Boris scored no points in turn 3. Okay, so it's 17-12. Okay. Just got a little lag on the overlay, annoyingly. So just quickly update, it's 21-17 to Manny currently.
Mostly about Psychic Power expansion. Oh, it's kind of permanent spells. I think it's going to be similar. I've heard rumours that it's going to be similar.
It's not updating on the overlay, annoyingly.
To the endless spells.
But Toby's going to keep us up to date with how it's going. Let's clip over to table 2 with Innis versus Nick. One of the closest games we've had on stream. Go on, Michevi says. It does look like he's going to be out of it. Sadly. Red dice on the hill is CP, yeah. So, Dan, if we can get the CP updated on the overlay, because Innis is only on 2 and it currently says he's on 4. Tavy, thank you very much for the follow. Appreciate it. There we go. Thanks, Dan. Appreciate that, mate. These top games being so tight and Chewie getting a great matchup means he could take it out. Maybe. I don't actually know.
Yeah.
No one really knows.
I'm getting that. Apologies to anyone in stream who can hear these pallets. The TT Combat guys are just throwing them around.
TT Combat providing all the terrain, but none of the sound prevention.
Yeah, none of the sound.
They have been pretty sound all weekend, but this is quite noisy right now.
And they're ending that with some big sounds right now.
Yes. Making noise. Shaky Tom says Nick has taken this game closer than I thought it was possible. Yeah, exactly. Everyone thought it was out quite early. But here we are, grinding it out. Turn 4. And he's pulling ahead. Or pulling up, you know. Honestly, this Dark Angel's playing I'm just so hyped to see Space Marines do so well. Yeah, it's really cool. Dark Angel's probably get an update sometime in the future. So we'll be able to see what those guys get. But one awesome game coming over for the final. What has Nick got left? He's got some engineers in the corner. Let me get some drawing done. He's got some engineers. He's got another couple of gribblies here. He's got an aberrant here. He had some acolytes, but I think they've been removed. So, you know, for Nick to claw this many points out, it's going to be super, super close. Super, super close. So going into the final few turns. Someone get Nick a Coke and vodka. That man is running dry. He's been like a Tamagotchi all weekend. We've been looking after him, make sure he's well fed. We took him to KFC multiple times because he absolutely loves that place. He says the chicken, popcorn chicken from KFC is magnificent. That's what I've heard. To be fair, the way I play my tiles made the space screen change is rather minor for me. We'll probably change one space screen to understand they control the whole board. So 14 minutes left in the round. So it's going to be super tight. We have gone to full time.
I'm going to say, guys, Nick looked shattered.
Nick looks shattered.
I mean, he flew over from New York just the other day. Oh,
Yeah.
the handshake going off on table 1 by the looks of it. So we'll be able to getting back towards the score. But yeah, Boris, let me get my words out. Nick flew over from New York, told us that he didn't really sleep on the plane, so was pretty shattered and obviously jet lagged coming in. Immediately went into playing the Invitational, played all day, had a big upset in the evening, as I'm sure people already know.
Yeah.
And then he's played a full weekend of 40k. Now this last game, all to play for, lots of thinking going on. And man, you got to give it to him. He's played a lot this weekend.
Yeah, played a lot. This is his 9th game of Warhammer this weekend. 27 hours of 40k.
Get these buildings. Talk about Nudgegate.
I know, they're a bit of squiff now, but yeah, there you go. So Boris and Manny have just finished. It looks like Manny has taken the win. So Manny goes into 5-0, Boris at 4-1. Both nicking points off each other. So hopefully we can secure an interview with these players and see how they think it's gone, what they could have done better, what could have done worse. We're going to find the final score from Mr. Toby. So we're going to get the final score from Mr. Toby.
So it's 34-24 to Manny.
Wow, okay. 34-24. Do you think Toby could get Tank to do an interview with these players? So 34-24.
Keep it on that table. That's like the closing round.
Are they closing? Well, not right this second. No, they're not listening now.
Let's maybe
Tank.
keep it on a...
So we're gonna get them to do an interview in a few minutes. It's my fault that. I apologise. Totally my fault, bro. Because these are about to end this game. By the looks of it. So there you go. Innis getting 26-21 at the end of that. Kill one, hold one, kill more, and hold more. It is now the final turn. Nick doesn't have a lot left. Innis does have quite a bit left still. Looks like in the final turn he's gonna get kill one and hold one. So I think that's going to be it. Just a final couple of rolls, just to see if Nick can get kill one.
So seeing whether the Kellamorph can take the final win from the Tech Marine. They're just talking out the final turn.
Flood of Red says, "Where's the doubters now?" Your Thugger is devastated about this. Can Nick pull a couple more points? So I think the final score is going to be 31-22. We'll find out. We'll get the hot gossip for you.
So the players now just talking it out between them. With Danny on there, you can see them using the ITC
Battles
Battle app.
Yep, exactly. We've been speaking to the developer, so we've been able to use that most of the
Josh
weekend.
DeBoer.
Yeah, mostly worked okay. Pretty much.
Yeah, I mean it's such an amazing tool, and I think isn't the guy doing it on his own?
He's doing it his own.
Big props to him. I mean,
Yeah.
to get it that close so early on.
There you go, massive hug between Innis
Big
and Nick.
hug.
So the final score was 31-22 to Innis.
It is,
There we go.
31-22. Fantastic game. Nick looks steaming, bless him.
Yeah.
He's hugging everyone. Looks like he's going to tell Innes that he loves him.
He's going to go phone his mum, tell her how it's gone. So why don't we get Tank to go and interview Manny and Boris, and then we'll get Tank to interview Innes and Nick. So the interview is just coming up now. Let's get everyone out of the way of the camera. So we'll cut over to Tank, and he's going to give us a quick rundown. Although Boris and Manny are going to give us a quick rundown about their final game of the event. Is Tank ready? Is he ready?
I didn't say anything.
Ready? Let's go. Let's go over. Let's go over.
Hello everyone, I'm with your two players from the top table, and you've actually both been on the top tables all weekend, sort of sharing table one, haven't you?
We played 8 games on table 1 and 2 between us.
Wow, yeah. Taking the hard route, Manny Chima and Boris Mitchev. I'm going to hand straight over to the players and tell you about their insights into that game you just watched.
That was fantastic, right? It was close. It was great. Even after I got the first turn, because I only killed 5 guns. Like the last one got damaged, I was like, oh no. Hiding the planes was okay, but only losing 1 bomber was only losing 1 plane. I think because I did the math on it before, and it was that that Mordaka. If I vector the Mordaka rather than the shoot twice, normally that big mech doesn't quite kill a plane.
Yep.
With a decent invulnerable save and feel no pains, which is exactly what happened. Yep. But losing that one to like the smites and then the auto explode, I was like, oh no! But it was so close to getting killed, not getting kill something. Turn
I know.
So, but no, yes, pleasure. I think it first turn was huge.
Yeah, I think the biggest swing point in the game was killing both my mechs with planes, turn 2, being able to get the planes on that hill and being close to the mechs. So no more 5-up invo on the guns. Meant like 7 died turn 2. And also the relic shock attack gun at that stage wasn't shielded by anything. So I think that really swung it. If I had my big mech for maybe another turn to be able to shoot some planes down. But ultimately I just didn't kill enough planes because the guns were dying too fast.
I think I made 2 mistakes. And it was both using a CP for a reroll. I used 2 CPs for rerolls on pointless things for like an extra wound or something.
And then there was no CP for
fire and fade. Otherwise it would have been totally... no, I wouldn't have... I wouldn't have fire and faded. I would have either fire and faded or left them on the top floor. So when the looters came down, intercept them because I was guided. And that would have just like pretty much wiped the whole squad again. So I think that was huge. That was absolutely huge. So that's it.
So yeah, cheers fellas. We don't know yet if Manny's done enough to win the event yet, because
Chewy smashed his game. He was a good 5-6 points behind me though going into that round.
Chewy had a big win table too. So fingers crossed for you both. We'll see what happens there. I know you guys have both got sort of hobby-related businesses. So would you like to just quickly plug your businesses for the people?
Sure. Yeah, so I'm from Glasshammer Gaming. You can follow us on Facebook, watch our YouTube live streams and videos. We have an Elite channel. If you want to know how all my games went at the LGT and the Invitational, sign up. And there's loads more. We do battle reports and everything.
You should sign up. This guy knows how to play, so get some coaching from him. Obviously, I'm from the Bad Moon Cafe. We're sponsoring the stream with the Hellstorm guys. We're a gaming shop in London. Come check us out. We do tournaments. We have beautiful tables. We sell all the Games Workshop stuff for a discount, so come check us out in central London. Thank you.
And if you're in London and you want to play some cool games, it's the place to go, right? Thank you very much. That's it. Good game, brother. Good game, bro.
Thanks, fellas. Enjoy the rest of your night and a safe journey. Back to Mike.
Come in, coach. Come in.
Can we get Innes?
Innes! Get your lazy ass up, you fat fuck!
It's 200 pounds if you want to talk to me again.
Got these 2 quiet gentlemen who just played on table 2.
Three. Not that good.
I didn't get to watch it all, but it looked like the jankiest game I've ever seen. And
I don't know what just the happened. most fucking bullshit. Literally just fake rules.
There was some. I
deployed units.
Some of like just the weirdest assault things I've ever seen. Yeah. But I'll let you guys tell us about it because
I don't remember any of that game.
All right, let me start. So I did not understand what the fuck Innes' army did. I saw a pile of space marines. Like it doesn't matter. So I was like, all right, they're white scars. I should be respectful of their assault. capabilities. And it started. I was like, I won the roll first, and I legitimately did not know what to do with it. And I was like, well, second is better fundamentally in ITCC, so I'll just choose second. So
And then you forgot you were going second.
and fuckface over here was like, I'm going to infiltrate the Phobos guy with 15 inches, no deployment, all up in the grill. And I was like, well, this sucks. And there's 60 scouts and all. There's no C's here, so he's got nothing to worry about. And like, I don't know, I played from there. I passed stimulus. I went for a big play stimulus, Might from Beyond, fight when I die kind of turn. Just clear the screens on his turn when he has to counter charge after I wrap some scouts. Passed stimulus, which is step number 1. Failed Might from Beyond, which would be step number 2. And then my fight when I died did nothing. So that was cool.
It killed like 6 scouts.
So he killed 6 scouts. I'm sorry. I lied to you.
It's more than I wanted you to kill.
After that, I don't know, I had some plays. I dropped the Roxas in. They failed their ambush charge. That's the first for me. It does happen. I coach my own clients.
Not to Nick.
But not to me. But that does happen, so I failed. Then I had the coolest play ever. I used his own units to wrap him in combat. His own goddamn units to wrap himself in combat is what I used. And I wrapped the aggressors outside of combat, and I wrapped like a tech marine. It was so cool. And it didn't matter because I just didn't have stuff
Aggressors
left.
just stand there.
I didn't have stuff, I didn't have CP, so it didn't matter. But I thought I played my strategy all wrong because I didn't understand his game from the beginning, so I deserved to lose. But
dice did not help.
Dice didn't help, but you know, we don't blame dice here. It's the brown magic. It's the Knights Pro. And then I think I played a really tactical game, but the strategy was all wrong, so it didn't matter. So kudos to Inez for designing an army I didn't understand. And here we are.
And I honestly can't say anything that'll butter my ego more than what Nick's just said. It was a really fun game. Nick was great to play against. I'm absolutely honoured to have finally played him.
Yeah, great.
And I'm really glad he fucked up really badly.
All right, Tank. Take it away.
Cheers, fellas. That was a real display of like high-level 40k. I was going to ask them if they wanted to plug anything, but they'd rather go and drink. So I'll pass you back to Mikey and Elliot. And thanks so much.
Well,
So-
there you have it.
Lots of Warhammer.
That was 27 hours of Warhammer 40k live on twitch.tv/Hellstormwargaming. And what can we say?
Done it.
Nick was really drunk and he won that final game. Manny won his final game versus Boris. Elliot, how have you found it?
Yeah, it's been fantastic. It's been such a good experience.
Yeah.
Met some great players this weekend, seen some amazing Warhammer.
Some of the best players in the world.
It's from a hobbying perspective and a Warhammer perspective, brilliant.
Yeah. So there you go. So we've had some of the highest views we've ever had on Twitch, which has been amazing. It's been the biggest event we've ever streamed, the most games we've ever streamed. We streamed 27 hours of 40k, not including all the breaks, not including all the chatting, not including all the hype building. And I just want to say a massive thank you to you at home for sitting and enjoying yourself, painting your models, eating your food, annoying your wife, doing anything you like. Probably sat in your pants, because I would be. So who won? Nick won that game. Manny won the game against Boris. We don't know the final winner for the event, but that's not going to be for a little while yet, because they need to do the final.
People's scores will be coming in.
Yeah.
The event organisers currently have the points not visible.
Yeah, it's currently hidden, so we'll find out soon. Little Ducky,
Here he is.
keeping us in game all weekend. So massive shout out to Little Duck.
Whose is the little duck?
It belongs to Kill Switch.
Kill Switch UK. Kill Switch UK.
There you go. I love London. It doesn't say GT though, it just says I love London. The guys, I want to say massive thank you. Massive shout out to the team. Elliot,
get in, team.
Tank,
Can get in,
Toby,
team.
Danny, there he is. Danny's not been on stream all weekend. Have you guys all had fun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good shift.
An absolute shift. So there you go. That's the end of the final round. So they aren't going to be able to find out the winners on Facebook. Massive shout out to Rob from Honest Wargaming streaming all the AOS content this weekend. Massive shout out to you guys at home. So, guys, we've been Hellstorm Wargaming. You've guys
been
have been
amazing.
fantastic. And
hopefully we'll see you in the next one.
See you next one. Hooray! Bye. Massive shout out to Bad Moon Cafe for sponsoring the stream too. Just cram that in there. There it is.